Ahoy, landlubbers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome to another Friday. How about you? This one was hard fought. It is currently Friday, May the 16th. That feels weird. That's like a lot of months in this year. It's enough months that I had to replace the two filters that my fridge has this week. It turned on its angry lights. I have like it's not a smart fridge, but it's like a reasonably sophisticated fridge. It has space for an air filter, which my understanding is largely that it's just supposed to make the fridge not smell as bad. It doesn't like make it smell better. It's not like applying a positive scent, but it's trying to like neutralize the ambient smell. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I have replaced it twice now. It also has water filter. That one feels important. It also does feel important to follow the instructions to spend 4 minutes cycling water through the new filter because it comes out extremely cloudy for the first. I don't know, 4 minutes was about right. It just says that in the instructions, and you're like, always feels like it's an obvious over or underestimate, but like, nah, I feel like about 4 minutes. 4 minutes of like cycling water is like, nah, that seems fine. That's probably water now. And the last time I did that was like a couple weeks after the big hurricane passed by. So I think it was like early November. So it's been like 6 months. We just tried one of those hanging car air fresheners. I'm not saying I need it to smell better. I'm just trying to make the distinction that like the air filter, its job. There's a magic card with really good flavor text called Null Rod, and the flavor text is like a dialogue exchange between two characters. And the first one says, it doesn't do anything. And the first one says, no, it does nothing. And I would argue that the air filter does nothing. It is actively making nothing happen, as opposed to making positive. You understand? You get the difference? Proud of me for taking care of that. I mean, it only took like, I don't know, considering the 4 minutes of water cycling, probably like 6 to 10 minutes. It felt like a real hassle, but mostly because these last couple of days have been a real disaster. Hey, Devotion, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the resub. One of these. Is it already like resub time? I feel like people like normally we get like a big influx of resubs on like a particular weekend. I feel like that was just like 2 weeks ago. It's still May. It's not gonna be May for another 12 months because it's currently May. Yeah, how's everyone's week going? I could get really bogged down in it, but what I'm gonna say is I did watch the finale of Andor, and the longer season 2 of Andor went on, the more it did all of the things I hated about season 1, and also I didn't like the ending at all. And yeah, I'll just die on that hill by myself. That's fine. And some cool storm stuff out by us, and a dust storm. Two distinct storm, like a cool storm and a dust storm. That feels like some sort of like early era Yu-Gi-Oh fusion, like Cool Dust Storm Dragon or something. Although actually the early era of Yu-Gi-Oh fusions were absolute nonsense. You'd be like cartoon Earth Elemental plus like big sandworm equals witch, like stereotypical witch riding a broom. And like I don't know why that is. Like those, what, how does that math work? Yu-Gi-Oh fusions are really funny. You were afraid I wouldn't like the Andor ending. Now you say that like you did like the Andor ending, which I think would surprise me. I mean, I genuinely, like, despite my temptation, I don't intend to get bogged down in complaining about Andor for a really long time. But I will say that the decision to give a certain character a prolonged backstory with like less than 3 episodes left in the entire run of the series felt insane to me. It felt like the thing everyone hated about Severance season 2, like the one thing we could all agree we didn't like about Severance season 2. There are various things that some of us didn't like versus others, but we all didn't like that one backstory episode that didn't help anything at all. And like we basically just did that, but with Star Wars and a character I wasn't inclined to like. So okay, sure, that time wasn't precious or anything. Overall, the ending was good, not great. Like if you like Andor, I can see why you would find it good for sure. I do feel like a lot of people seem to think it was great, and that feels wild to me. It just doesn't contribute very much. Like what they did to Bix at the very end. Hilariously, that's one of the few things I didn't totally hate. Although I do fully understand, at least partially, why you wouldn't like that. No, the Your Chosen stuff I think is bad, but at the same time, I think that the whole show has been coded that way. I feel like the entire show was coded that Andor was a chosen one, which was annoying because he isn't special. And like that should have been part of the point, but they opted for that not to be true. Waiting season 3 since it's a season finale. I think you'll be disappointed. I feel like I've read a lot of things suggesting that there's absolutely no way that there will be more Andor, up to it including the like creator of the show being like, you could never make Andor again, it's too expensive. And that's also I think why the second season does a bunch of time jumps, because they had like years worth of plot to fit into one season. The shot, but it's 20 years later. That's clearly just another Star Wars show though, isn't it? Because like Andor's like, if you jump 20 years in the future, spoiler alert for Rogue One, the show's not Andor anymore. You feel so glad never watched Andor. That's because you put a lot of trust in my opinion of things, and that I don't know, like your mileage may vary on that. I will say, by contrast, I also finished watching Netflix's show You this week. Like the final season dropped like a few weeks ago, and I wanted to watch the previous seasons before watching the last one. And I think the ending of that show is superb, and it's also an extremely well written like character story about an obvious villain. And like just comparing that to like basically any single character in Andor just makes me mad, just makes me upset. Because like the one thing that Andor as a TV series truly has in common with Rogue One, the prequel to the original Star Wars trilogy that inspired Andor, which itself is a prequel to a prequel, is that the characters suck. Like they're almost all just like cardboard flat, like paper thin. So like the aforementioned attempt to give a bunch of depth to a character well past the time it would have been relevant, just nonsense. Just absolutely nonsense. Anyway, hello Keen, welcome to the stream. Hello to Demolition, of course, and to Neko. And I think Kat, who was chatting before we went live proper, probably went to bed. But just in case, hi Kat. And then, of course, hi Mom, who is in chat. Hi Mom. That'll be my rant for this evening. I'll spare you me just like being mad about work. Work has been very, very annoying. Like most of this week, it feels like every person I've tried to contact has just actively chosen violence and merely wants to upset me and doesn't, like, not for their own benefit, like they just want to annoy me. It's very tiresome. I am quite exhausted. But yeah, instead of that, behold Old Skies. So, what's the deal with Old Skies? Great, poorly phrased question. Hypothetical you, who is instead me. Old Skies is a new point-and-click adventure game that we've been playing recently. It came out like 3 weeks ago? I think there was like 1 week I wasn't streaming it since it came out. And it presents a vision of the future where time travel was established and then a bunch of chaos happened and then the government decided to regulate time travel, which it seems like means that wealthy people pay to do time travel and everyone else just deals with the fluctuating timeline and the chaos of existing. in a way that even I am not familiar with. It is like a very sort of chapter-based game, which means that while I'm sure some of the elements of the two chapters we played through already like may be relevant in the future, I also don't feel like we necessarily have to recap them at extreme length. So since we just completed the second mission and didn't really get its like tie-up epilogue, which is what we'll be starting with tonight, I'll summarize thusly. On the first mission, we took a famous future doctor who like made a procedure that makes everyone younger for longer, and just like generally increases everyone's health in some generic way we didn't really explore. We took him back to the past to visit his old haunt, some like burger joint that he used to go to in college during his college years. Except that he had ulterior motives and was trying to change the history of his girlfriend who like died in a lab accident like years after they met in college. And the thing that even our character sort of like emphasized at the time is like, you could have just like paid money to do that. We have like a whole system for that, which was put to the test in the second case, where we took a boxer back to the past to interview her idol and figure out what she should do with herself once she retired from boxing. But we accidentally ended up getting him to kill himself, which was not ideal, and nobody liked that. So our client, the boxer lady, decided to pay a bunch of money to change history, and ultimately ended up filing a bootstrap paradox form so that she could be her own idol, which is confusing, but that is a bootstrap paradox. That's textbook time travel stuff. By the way, just to tidy up that chapter 1 recap, we did end up getting like a super futuristic laser gun upgrade, and we vaporized that man out of existence so that he could not destroy the timeline. So, varying degrees of success. I wouldn't call either of those missions like hugely successful, other than perhaps the fact that now, in the present, Jeremy Cat is here. What is Jeremy Cat? Unknown. But as this like hover text says, all the businesses in the present/future get chrono shifted so often that like you can't rely on any of them. Like there's some process that we haven't reviewed in length called like chrono locking, I think is what it's called, where you just like prevent location, or I think in some cases like a person or a thing maybe, from being affected by things in the past. No earthly idea how you could invent that technology or like how it works or whatever. Yeah, previously we like every time we come back here there's a different assortment of businesses, but this time Jeremy Cat. Also, footnote about real life, Guard Cat, the cat that guards my house, I haven't seen her around much, and then maybe like a week ago now, I saw her out when I was checking mail, and she was limping like really badly, and I was super bummed about it. And then I hadn't seen her again until today, when she was like sleeping on like the front doorstep of my house, and I got a good look at her leg, and it looks like she got kind of like a scrape or a gouge. It looks kind of bad. I don't know how to help her, but it makes me sad. I want her to be better. She's a good cat. I also have no idea what caused that. Like maybe like a dispute with one of the many other outdoor cats. I don't know. But everyone send your energy to give Guard Cat a spirit bomb of, being a healthier cat. Okay, so with all that out of the way, as I said, we sort of like left off. We had more or less completed our second mission, but like normally there's like a little bit, I think at the end of the first chapter we like went to the bar and like hung out with some of our time travel buddies, and then like read a profile about what the current history of our future self is, and it doesn't matter because like we're detached from, maybe we're chronolocked in that way. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, thank you, Devilish, and thank you for the get well bits for the cat. I don't know how to translate that into cat energy, but I'll see if I can work something out. So I probably
client scheduled at the moment.
Probably shouldn't go into work, huh? Not on my day off. I guess I'll go home? Maybe I can go to the bar. Here's my idle Flintstones walking screen. I can go to the bar.
Fia, you came. Have a seat.
I don't remember if we had plans to meet with this guy. He's one of our colleagues. Go anyone interesting? You come now often? That sounds a lot worse than it did in my head.
You go anywhere interesting tonight?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Grant City Trust in 2018.
A bit of corporate espionage. Sounds exciting.
Not quite. A fire broke out on the 14th floor. Nobody was hurt, but an intern lost his comic collection in the blaze.
Is that like a spite play? Like a revenge action?
He hired us to rescue it before the fire started.
Nicholas, was Jeremy Cat not always there? Feels like it should always be there. Yeah, I mean, there's a process by which we could petition to have it chronolocked, but I don't think the game will let us do that. I like all the... What's the name of the emote where like someone puts like an award ribbon on the dog? It's a really good one. It's one of the like Twitch... Oh no, is that a cat? It has kind of pointy ears. I always thought it was a dog. That was like a little terrier or something. It does kind of have whiskers. Yeah, I guess it's a cat. I really always thought that was a dog. I never really thought that much about it. I just kind of assumed.
He must have really loved that collection.
He thought he did. Amounts to the same thing.
I mean, it might have been worth something. It might have been worth enough money to justify spending money on saving it. Is that something?
What are you having?
No idea. I set mix to random.
You can set the bartender to random? Does that affect everyone? Can't you just, like, make a random order? Why do you have to change the bartender?
You want to try your luck?
Sure.
Forever roulette.
Surprise me.
Another for my friend, Mix.
1 Inferno Elixir, coming right up.
Oh, my digestive tract!
Ugh. Spicy.
Is there ever a circumstance I want my drink to be spicy? I'm kind of weird about beverages, as you may know. That just generally sounds kind of unpleasant.
Well, sometimes it's nice to not know what's gonna happen.
Are you alright?
This version of me? Sure.
Version of you?
Dang, interns get paid a lot in this future. I mean, I'm a little unclear on the specifics here. It may be that they were an intern at the time that their comics got destroyed, but they, like, in the future... Because, like, 2018 is... What are we in, like, 2052 or 53 or something like that? So it was, like, a while ago. So, like, they may have, you know, come into their own since the intern days. Cinnamon-flavored drink? Maybe. I mean, I like cinnamon. Cinnamon drink? I mean, I guess, like, I've had the, I once had an apple pie flavored Snapple, which was sort of like, in order to simulate crust, I think, like, a big part of what they added was, like, cinnamon. But it was, like, a really small amount. It really wasn't enough that I would call the drink spicy. I think if you put enough cinnamon in a drink for it to be spicy, I'd probably still dislike it, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Bloody Mary and Dark and Stormy both use a spicy component. I've never heard of a Dark and Stormy, and also I don't drink alcohol, which may color your understanding of why, perhaps, spicy just sounds like an inherently negative quality to a beverage.
Oh, Duffy, you didn't.
Yeah, I checked my personic profile. I died of Scamine syndrome 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you hate to see it. You hate when you are already dead. You hate to wake up dead, don't you? That's a bummer.
A moment of weakness, I swear.
We check ours like every day. I check every day when I go home.
I admit, I check it too, sometimes.
I know. I never gave you grief for it.
I don't see why either of us should. After all, isn't that the benefit of this job? To see all the paths not taken.
That's an interesting description. At some point, I think I'm going to go off about the time loops from the second chapter. But we'll see. I'm kind of optimistic that the ones in the second mission might be like an outlier. And that like maybe having a better understanding of how this game wants to treat them, like we understand its language better and they might not be so annoying. But I'll give you the Cliff Notes version that like I am a huge fan of time loops in general, but like the greatest appeal of the time loop is the sort of like mastery over that period of time. So like being able to like study and learn and perfect like a way of handling that amount of time is like really interesting to me. So far, I don't feel like the time loops in this game are like a great example of that. I feel like the first one was like kind of like a mechanically wonky point and click puzzle that like involved using the absence of something as an item, which is like always like a tricky prospect. And then the second one, like frankly, could have been a cutscene, because like they just had you go through the loop again, and you just like were supposed to choose like the new dialogue options. You just like went through it once, and then like you had to do it a second time and just choose different dialogue. But like if there's only one correct choice, then you're in a cutscene, right? Like. Ginger beer is spicy by nature because it has a lot of pure ginger. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I've had like ginger ale, which I think there's like a distinction between ginger ale and ginger beer, right? I'm not like a huge fan of it, but like also like I would say that ginger ale strikes me as like really mild. I don't know if ginger beer is like stronger. I mean, again, like I'm citing that like my primary hang up on this idea isn't necessarily the concept that like you can't use something that's classified as a spice in a drink, but rather that if you put so much of a spice in a drink that you would call the prevailing flavor of the beverage spicy is probably not for me.
To remain fully ourselves, even when everything changes around us.
It's a benefit, yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't get dental. Isn't that sad?
Fia, did you ever wonder why we were recruited?
Destiny or something? Because of like time travel?
What do you mean?
This isn't a job you apply for. We were found and brought into the fold. Why do you think?
Did I play Braid? A little bit. I'm not sure I ever beat Braid. It's like one that sort of like entered my orbit like after everyone else like had sort of played it and like had the experience and felt really strongly about it. And like because I was like outside the zeitgeist, I didn't make it a priority to like properly go through it. Definitely like familiar with the concept though, like platformer with like a sort of time travel element to it, where like you could go back and like adjust the position of moving platforms and stuff like that. You'd want to drink a spicy flavor drink to make your coolness stat go up, and then you'd win contests. I get what you're picking up with the Pokemon contest reference, and I appreciate it. I cannot win a coolness contest. That might be the most ludicrous thing anyone's ever said in chat. Figured because we were orphans. That's kind of curious. Because we don't know where we came from. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that middle one. If we all don't know where we came from, that feels like we all came from the same busted place, and that's the real thing.
It's because we don't know where we came from, isn't it?
How do you
God,
mean?
I wish I could see my mouse cursor.
Well, we have no real past, no real family, nothing holding us to the here and now.
It's like not a big deal, but like, you know, move the mouse cursor like a little bit while like addressing chat or whatever, and then like I don't know if I've clicked in the window and then it behaves weird. It's a mild inconvenience, but I wish it wasn't.
So when things change, it doesn't hurt us the way it would others. Makes us ideal candidates.
I figured the same, but the world's full of orphans.
I don't know why, it just feels like a weird thing to say.
And yet there are only 33 active time agents like us worldwide.
It feels like we're the subject of like an experiment. Ever heard of Project Christmas?
And monitors like Nazo? Even fewer. Why is that, do you think? Why are there only a handful of us who can do this job?
We're super
Maybe
special.
we're special, Duff. You think of that?
Maybe. But are we special because we were
Maybe.
chosen? Or chosen because we were special?
I like this guy. I've consistently liked the cut of his jib so far, even though he has not contributed a ton to the game. He has a vibe I relate
Does
to.
it matter? We're not like other people. Their lives can be changed or erased in a moment. But not us.
I like that hard Z the British erased.
We're beyond all that.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like he's going through something, and I think that the way to address that is to say that this isn't like
This
him.
isn't like you, Duffy.
I know. I need to focus on the job. Blasted timeline malaise gets to all of us sometimes. Even me.
Reading about your own funeral can do that.
Yeah. There's a memorial service scheduled for next week. It'll be full of family, loved ones, people I never knew, all mourning me.
Well, here's the thing about that. If it's a week away, it's probably never going to happen. Or by the time it would happen, it, would already have happened or something. Well, in chat says, I've always been cool by virtue of my uniqueness. I've always certainly been unique. It's rarely, if ever, been considered a positive by the majority of people I interact
They aren't
with.
mourning you, Duffy.
I know that. Of course I know that. God, this is dumb. I'm acting like a total socket. I should book a flight, crash the memorial, give them the scare of their lives. What do you think? Should I do it?
What do you think, chat? I mean, I think this answer is irrelevant because I think there's very little chance that he remains dead for long enough to go to his own funeral. Because the time changes seem to happen a lot. I mean, Tom Sawyer taught us that it would be like a good prank to see your own funeral, right?
Only if I can come with.
Well, of course, goes without saying.
That's definitely not just affirming. The answers were basically yes and no. And when you say yes, she's like, I also want to do that. Weird. Abstaining from Valox. Anyone heard from Valox lately? I think he's just decided to abstain from even conversing.
Brilliant. We just need to get there before
Yeah, this was sort of my point.
another round.
Yeah.
Same again, Mix.
Another round. Coming right up.
Now mixing Torment Nexus, the beverage that should not be created.
Lights. And here I am again.
Do you think our apartments are also chrono-locked? They might have said that, and I just forgot. He is abstained from our lives, or possibly was chrono-shifted. That's so real. Alright, let's read our profile again, which we're not supposed to do.
That. I'm a bloody fashion icon this time around.
We seem to have, aged a bit.
Marvellous. Good for Alterna me. See, Duffy? I can see how my other selves are doing just fine.
Ooh, she read that with exactly 2 U's in the just. I don't know if that's intentional, but I feel like it's hard to hit exactly 2 U's in the just.
Don't see me getting all mopey about it.
Employed at fashion/photo model with Erden. Cluster status, open cluster. That's like a polycule, right? I feel like you would say not clustered if you're single. I don't remember how the terminology works. Location, Paris, France. About me, I love working with photographers that have a creative approach. I bring my energy and passion to every project I work on. Recent updates, a week ago. Hi everyone, I'm now represented by Erden Brandonomics. Aw, come on. Brandonomics. For all booking inquiries, please contact them. 2 weeks ago, I fired my brand manager. Well, I say fired, but what I really mean is I punched him so hard in the face it drew blood. Same thing. Anyone want to represent a slightly used fashion model? Don't like that phrasing. Heard about the whole cluster
It
thing.
looks like some of these news items
How
have
could
chrono
you?
shifted since I last looked.
It's such an essential part of the future inexplicably for some reason. Let's read that international news. Peace at last. Valoria and Astoria signed peace treaty. Oh, thank goodness. I've been so worried about those 2 crazy kids. In a surprising turn of events, the war between Valoria and Astoria has come to an end with the signing of a peace treaty brokered by the neutral nation of Amoria. Amoria. Great. After months of intense conflict, both sides have agreed to cease hostilities thanks to Amoria's skilled diplomacy and commitment to peace. The treaty, signed in Amoria's capital, outlines terms for disarmament, territorial adjustments, and mutual reparations. While tensions remain, the agreement marks a significant step towards stability in the region. The international community applauds Amoria's role in bringing the two nations to the negotiating table, averting further bloodshed and fostering hope for lasting peace. We basically had one side win, then the other side win, and now peace between them. I wonder where we're going from here. Just like total doomsday except New York or something? Food. La Rivoluzione, a cutting-edge Italian dining experience. La Rivoluzione, an upscale Italian restaurant in New York City, offers more than just exquisite cuisine. It immerses diners in the Viva Resurgence revolution through stunning holographic depictions. While the cutting-edge visuals create a unique atmosphere, the constant reminder of conflict might feel unsettling for some. However, the food is exceptional. The truffle risotto and osso buco are highlights, showcasing traditional Italian flavors with impeccable execution. La Rivoluzione is a must-visit for those seeking a blend of culinary excellence and futuristic ambience, though the intense setting might not be for everyone. It's surprising to... I guess the idea is that, like, the visual theme is altering one-to-one with whatever the cultural cuisine is. But, like, it's kind of weird to imagine that, like, no matter what the timeline, there's always some kind of new age restaurant that wants to surround you in holograms of, like, people having, like, a resistance war. Is arts a new category? It's highlighted in an unusual way compared to the others. Culture. City Sports Arena auctions off vintage memorabilia. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of sports history. We're thrilled to announce an exclusive auction featuring a stunning collection of antique sports memorabilia. The centerpiece of the event is a true gem for boxing enthusiasts, the actual gloves worn by mysterious Cedar, the unknown who famously defeated Brian Mason in an iconic 1871 bout and was never seen again. The question of Cedar's identity is still asked over 200 years later. Rumors that she was related to three-time world champion Chloe Cedar have been debunked by Chloe herself. Well, is she a reliable source for that? Whether you're a passionate collector or a fan of the sport, this auction promises to deliver rare and valuable treasures. So, just if you're just joining us, Chloe Cedar was our client for the second mission, and she usurped her own idol who won a similar boxing match and basically became her own inspiration for boxing. And that's the little wink here. Arts. The Park Gallery unveils Sycamore exhibit? Renowned Park Gallery in New York is set to unveil an eagerly anticipated new exhibit featuring the extraordinary works of Sycamore. Oh, it's a person, not a pastry. Discovered 30 years ago at a warehouse auction by gallery curator Imani Cameron, Sycamore's paintings quickly captivated the global art scene, earning a place alongside masters like Leonardo da Vinci, Wickstrom, and Van Gogh. Some of these iconic pieces now grace the walls of the Louvre and the Met. The work of Sycamore is a timeless dialogue between the past and the future, says Cameron. This exhibit will remind us why these paintings continue to inspire millions. The exhibit is expected to draw art lovers from around the world, eager to experience Sycamore's masterpieces up close. Now, when it says it's supposed to draw all those people, you think it's just, like, they're gonna, like, actually sketch them or something? No new messages. I guess we can go to bed.
Yes. Bed.
Great. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Lights. Hopefully Duffy will get his act together by morning.
I definitely hope he's not, like, vanished or dead under mysterious circumstances tomorrow. I'm gonna be pretty upset. How did I forget about the magical girl transformations? A few days later. Relative time. Einstein would have a field day. Did we sleep that whole time? It's implied we took an unbelievably long nap.
Hi, Noz. What's up?
It's about today's client. She wants to meet at the Park Gallery. You know it?
Oh, for God's sake, it's Sycamore. It's always a famous person you're able to read about the night before.
It's been a while, but I know it. Unless it's chrono-shifted in the last decade.
No. High timeline importance ranking.
Right then, I'll meet you there.
Bye, Fia.
It's so jazzy in here this morning.
This version of me seems quite accomplished. Good for her.
This version of me is literally Miles Edgeworth. Look at them. They are Miles Edgeworth from the Ace Attorney games. You can't convince me otherwise. Fia Quinn, employed at lead researcher at Lazarus Technologies. False. Prosecutor. In, like, Japan Angeles. Cluster status. Clustered to my job. Location, Cologne, Germany. Even, like, Miles Edgeworth's, like, mentor was from Germany, wasn't he? About me. Everything is theoretically impossible until it's done. About me, everything is... I see. Okay. Recent updates. 1 day ago. So proud of my team. Awarded the Foster Award for the best innovation for the third year in a row.
All those awards and degrees will disappear during the next chrono adjustment.
3 days ago. Crossing fingers. 1 week ago. So tired. Need stronger coffee. I get that this is how the feed would work in real life. It's weird that you naturally read it backwards if you read it like a person. Doesn't have the gravity-defying anime fringe. Well, you know, maybe it was a candid shot while getting ready for the day. Nothing in the news. Oh, messages. One of my agents twisted his ankle in the last job. I tried using the ERP to erase it, but I was locked out. Why? Nazo. It only becomes active in the event of an agent's death. That rule is so blasting dumb. It's really not. The rewind process is traumatic enough when you're brain dead, let alone when you're awake. I was one of the first rewind guinea pigs. Trust me, I know. This is a situation where you're literally better off dead. Thanks? Don't read your personic profile. But I just did it. He's Edgeworth's unkempt brother. He's like... League's edgelord? Is that something? There's some, like, alternate, slightly similar name that I'm sure applies. You know how we always say not to look at your personic profiles? Blast it, Duffy. You're not the first to say that. You okay? I'm fine. I talked about it with my fellow partner in time. Anyway, don't look at your personic profiles. Bad idea. Ripple monitors spiking to 30. Nazo, should I be concerned if the ripple monitor spikes to 30? Is it consistent? No, it's mostly flat, but every few minutes it jumps. That's normal. It's just the system recalibrating as changes in the past occur. How do you not go cross-eyed from staring at this thing all day? I think about what would happen if I didn't. Right, back to work. I kind of like... Part of me almost hopes we never find out what the ripple monitor is. Because, like, I kind of just like a little bit of just like a Slack channel where it's like tech talk that, like, I obviously will never understand. Let me go out to the Flintstone zone.
Not before a job, I'm not.
I'll just go to the place I'm supposed to go. What does the plaque say? Founded by Josephine Park, with a generous grant from the Meltzer Foundation. Meltzer. That name's kind of familiar. Is that another, like, Wajidai reference? Does anyone remember Meltzer? Also, I guess it's not a gallery at a park, or a park that is a gallery. It's a gallery that's founded by a lady named Park, which hadn't been my first guess.
Hey, Nuzzo. Him?
Huh? Oh, Fia. You made it. Good.
You alright?
Say Edgelord's too far in a different direction, you would call him Edgeworthless. That's a bummer, but it might stand.
Me? Sure. I'm fine. Just thinking about the last time I was here.
Did your comics burn in a fire?
When were you here last?
15, 20 years? Used to come here all the time, with my old cluster. Looked different then.
I can sort of get behind the cluster terminology rather. It feels a little alien. I get the point of it. something feels really weird to me about saying that you went there with your cluster. Like, I don't know. That feels like unhelpfully ambiguous. Like, I get that cluster is supposed to sort of be inclusive to the idea of multiple partners, or, you know, just like a homosexual grouping or whatever. But like, just like referring to the cluster in that way, where like you don't even know if you're talking about like one person or multiple people, like that feels like a weird use of language to me.
Is that possible? I thought you said this place had a maximum ranking.
It does. Doesn't matter. Some things just change. Anyway, can't let the malaise get me. The client's waiting. Exhibit room 4.
Hey, Separatist, welcome to the stream. You've made it. We pretty much are just starting the third mission. We started with like tying up the one we finished at the end of last week's stream.
After you, Fia.
Alright, I guess I'll go in.
Coming, Nozzo?
Yeah, let's go.
This looks really... I don't think it's like a specific piece from Unavowed, but like there was like a muse in Unavowed that was like making people do art, and for some reason this feels really evocative of like what was going on there. Painting doesn't have a name yet, so let me touch it with my hand. Oh, we're in the Wickstrom room, by the way.
There's no tag on this one.
Oh, good. You're here. Imani Cameron, Chief Curator for the Park Art Gallery.
It's not Pi Sycamore or whatever, it's the other name. I got. I kind of wanted to meet Pi, although I think I would have been disappointed because they were a person and not a pastry.
I assume you are Agents Quinn and Nazarelli.
That we are.
I'm sorry, your full name is Nazarelli?
I noticed you looking at that painting. What did you think?
This one.
August 18th, 1923. Any guesses where we're going?
Yes. One of my dealers found it in an estate sale last week. Do you notice anything interesting about it? Anything special?
It doesn't have an artist signature unless that person's name was the full date August 18th, 1923. Is that what you were going for?
It was painted on August 18th, 1923.
Naturally, the time traveler sees the date before anything else. But no.
Which reminds me of Shadowheart somehow. Yeah, I definitely see like a flapper Shadowheart vibe. God, one of these days I have to like find a way to like make time to finish Baldur's Gate 3, which will never happen.
What am I looking for?
There's no signature.
Oh, hey, I was totally right. That's the thing I was supposed to notice.
So there isn't. But I'm afraid I don't see the relevance.
There's no signature, and yet it's in the Pi Sycamore exhibit. I assume that's what you're getting at.
There's no signature, but I know it's a genuine Pi Sycamore.
Ah, yes. Pi Sycamore. We all know and love Pi Sycamore. I love lamp.
Ah, yes. Pi Sycamore. Of course.
It says, you'll finish it before I will, I'm sure. I'm still in Act 1. Yeah, I think I'm like on the verge of finishing Act 1 in my save file that I haven't played in probably pretty easily like 8 months. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the last time I played was before the move, which is rapidly approaching like a year, realistically.
Is she serious?
We're time travelers, Imani. We juggle several timelines in our heads at once.
Right. Of course. But you've heard of Van Gogh, I assume? Matisse? Prague's Wickstrom? Claude Erdin? Benjamin Chandler?
I was like, painters, or are some of those food?
Are they painters too?
Give me strength. Yes.
I like to think I'm the person for this job.
And Pi Sycamore is on their level.
Oh, sick. Is this gonna become like a painting anime where your like skill level is quantified somehow?
Even higher. His work has been known all over the world since his paintings were discovered in a warehouse auction 30 years ago.
Yes, by me. So, believe me, I know a sycamore when I see one. And this painting, it's a sycamore. And we are going to prove it.
We found ourselves with like a Pokemon dialogue choice where this doesn't feel like this matters even a
The
little.
plan seems straightforward enough. We go back to the date this was painted and confirm Sycamore is the one who painted it.
Normally, yes, that's exactly what we would do.
What stupid thing are you suggesting?
Only, Pi Sycamore is a pseudonym. We have no idea who he is.
Neko says, these are not the kind of answers you give if you have any hopes of earning a cool cryptid pen. I'll be honest, I hadn't given much thought to getting a cool cryptid pen in this game.
You came prepared.
I read the brochure. There's no record of anyone with that name existing at any time, anywhere.
You, me, and every art historian knows this. And believe me, we looked.
So then is the scope of this mission that we have to go somewhere where we believe that Pi Sycamore was to confirm their identity and then go back to like August 18th, 1923 or whatever, and then confirm that they were also at that place?
It's been one of the art world's greatest mysteries for decades. But now we're gonna solve this once and for all.
You know where to look then?
You get me to the when, then we'll deal with the where. So, we going or not?
His life would definitely be better with a cool cryptid pen. I mean, I don't disagree. I think it might be more helpful for her to have a hideous necktie, though. Oh, okay. Don't love that. That seems to be the game and not my computer. I didn't, like, drop any frames or, like, desync, it looks like. Time doesn't pay. Oh, that feels ominous. Lower East Side. August 18th, 1923. 9:32 p.m. This doesn't feel like 1923.
Timefall successful, Nozzo.
This looks like the junkyard from Full Throttle, is what it looks like.
All's clear. Go ahead and send her through.
Well, good of her not to
20
fall
years of
directly
that
on her
would
head.
Come in handy. Although I never wore an outfit like this on stage.
Yeah, this definitely looks too modern, right? Like, that's not just me. Like, when it first, like, showed the screen, I was like, that's interesting. We're not anywhere near 1923. It was like, nah, 1923. I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that's what time you think it is?
It's a sartorial crime. Couldn't you have printed anything nicer?
Have you not read our brochure about the magical girl science transformation orb?
I'm not fond of them either, to be honest. Sometimes I feel like I'm cosplaying an unripe apple or a pear.
Those suits absorb 99.8% of the radiation from the time stream.
If that's true, shouldn't there be like a helmet or something?
Without them, you'd arrive as a pile of ashes.
Either way. There we go.
Yeah, like, why are we complaining if, like, the second we land, we get to, like, Sabrina the Teenage Witch or whatever?
What do you think?
Perfect. You fit right in.
In this junkyard. This is what you would wear in a junkyard. That's definitely set in 1923.
With this face in this era? Honey, that's debatable. Now you change. You're giving me an eyesore. I've shown you mine, after all.
Stop flirting with me. I don't know what my polycule status is.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
I said stop flirting with me.
Thank you.
Look
Oh, that's a
at
cute
us.
little...
Like
clip.
kids playing dress up. Suppose we should focus, huh?
It'd be really funny if the crane just, like, picked her up. But this isn't, like, Sam and Max where that would probably happen.
You said you had a lead.
Yes. Feast those green eyes on this.
Curtsy is crisp, right, Justin? Very, very good. 241 West 47th Street. I understand the concept of this naming scheme. It always sounds like nonsensical to me. It does look like a jewelry shop, although it kind of also looks like there's a fence, which I guess is the reflection? I don't know. It looks a little weird.
This looks like a jewelry shop.
Most likely, but that's only part of the clue. Look at the wall behind the window. Recognize that painting? That's View from Mount Tom by Sycamore.
Okay, I wouldn't... See, that... set me up for failure on that one, lady. Like, you recognize this thing? Like, no. It's something you wouldn't recognize. Then why? Just tell me that.
And that's a clue.
I'd say he's a complete unknown in this era. So how did it get there? Either Pi put it there himself, or he sold it to the person who did.
Well, let's go track down an artist, shall we?
Timeline is constantly changing, so I don't get bothered about the past not looking right, because it wouldn't make sense for it to look right. I get your point. I don't know that that logic necessarily stands. Because, like, if an era was to change... If an era from, like, 100 some years ago was to change so drastically that it looked like it was from maybe, like, 50 years in its own future or something, I feel like that would have drastic ramifications on the present as well. Like, that would not be a minor time shift. That would be a major deal.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
New location, 252 47th Street. I believe you mean West 47th Street. Looming mountain of old cars and hunks of metal. An antiquer's dream. Okay, now, I'm not convinced that whoever wrote this blurb knows what antiquing is.
The colors. I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, interestingly,
Colours.
despite the black and white photos, just like color.
The buildings, the clothes.
Quick lunch,
So many
steak or chicken.
colors. My mind still thinks of this era in terms of black and white photographs. Isn't that strange?
Not at all. Many others have said the same.
Really? God, am I really that basic? Some art curator I am, forgetting colors exist.
I get why that's supposed to be a fun dialogue. There is something that rubs me the wrong way about this lady. I can't quite articulate it yet, but, like, she doesn't strike me as cool to hang out with. It seems like all the time shifts are pretty major in this game. I think I would disagree with that. I mean, it's all a matter of scale. So, like, is our life completely different every time? Yeah. But, like, one person's circumstances being different is a far cry from, like, you know, flying cars existing in 1990, which is, like, the kind of thing I'm talking about. It, like, that junkyard looks like it's from, like, maybe the 80s or something. But if that was, like, if you had, like, 1980s, like, cars and stuff in 1923, I feel like technology would have advanced much faster, and then we would go back to a future that's, like, way more advanced than what we've been looking at. I will go to Granted Gems. Boy, is that a uncreative name.
Well, this is the place.
I feel like I've seen, like, a lot of images from, like, this corner by following Dave Gilbert during the process of making Old Skies.
I was half expecting to get the stink eye from everyone on the street, but I was just ignored, at least for now.
Do you have some sort of, like,
offer you holographic feature alteration?
anti-racism crumple zone?
Many clients want to avoid being recognized in the past, or avoid dealing with complications.
I did, but she declined.
I've never been anyone but myself. Not going to change that now. I'll deal with any complications if and when they arise.
I mean, that's noble and all, but like if you like get thrown in jail or something, like it won't seem like such a cool idea. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shall we go in?
His eyes keep shifting towards the entrance, as if she's willing you to go in. But what if I wanted to check the garbage? This man blatantly smokes an analog cigarette without fear. What kind of thing is that to say? I mean, I will say, it was definitely bothering me in the second mission of this game, where, like, there was a point where, like, you opened up, like, a second, like, time period that was, like, relatively close to the one we started in. And, like, as we were going back and forth, like, our person whose job it is to, like, do time travel was getting, like, really easily confused about, like, pretty major differences.
Oh, blast it.
Huh?
Sorry, nothing.
Remember to sub-vocalize. Right. Sorry. Blasted on toast. You seeing this? I do. The painting's not here. But it was here. The picture proves it was here. It proves it was here once. Or will be one day. The question is, which is it?
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea for us to show them a photo of something that hasn't happened yet.
Hello.
Can I help you with anything?
Thank you. We'll keep looking.
Just give a whistle if you need help with anything.
Sorry, I just had to have a little adventure game fun of just like starting a conversation being like, we appreciate your time, you've done nothing, we'll leave
Hello.
now.
Can I...
We're looking for a painting.
A painting? No disrespect or nothing, but you're tooting the wrong ringer.
This guy has quite the voice, huh?
No paintings for sale here, as you can see just by looking around.
It would be funny to just say thank you for your time immediately. I mean, I did it as early as I can. I don't know what you want from me. I would guess the time probably got messed up considerably before they started making it enforcing rules for time travel. I agree with that fully, and I feel like on the one hand, this game does go to some effort to establish that that's true, but I feel like it also kind of like hand waves it, because like I feel like that would like really muck up the present, and it would be weird in ways that like are hard to articulate. Describe the painting.
The painting we're looking for, we believe it hung on that wall behind you.
That's a weird way. That's a weird start.
It's called View from Mount Tom, I believe.
Never heard of it. Like I said, I'm not selling any paintings here.
There's some like artwork on the wall over there.
Are you familiar with the name Pi Sycamore?
That's a name?
Of a sort.
Well, I never heard it before. Sorry.
Lovely shop you have.
Be a shame if something happened to
You
it.
think so? Funny coincidence, I think so too. Been a bit dicey since I bought the place, but I'll be hitting on all 8 any day now. Speaking of, can I help you with anything?
About the painting.
For the last time, lady, we don't sell paintings here.
Thank you.
Just give a whistle if you need help with anything.
It's gonna go into your back room.
May we enter your back room?
No.
Well, at least he was polite about him. Oh yeah, don't I have a hut key? These are mostly not particularly interesting. Can I like break into this counter?
It's funny to think of these as being so valuable, isn't it?
You mean because we can fabricate any clothing and accessories we want?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. There's a niche market for those wanting authentic clothing experiences. Sartorialists, they call themselves. Chrono shifts don't seem to get rid of them.
That's kind of interesting. This is a little bit of a tangent. There's a local radio station that I found shortly after moving here that I really like. Because yes, I'm ancient. I'm a dinosaur man. I ate the dinosaur fruit, and thus am a dinosaur person. It's like, it is like a self-proclaimed like gay pride radio station, which mostly translates to it being electronic music, which is what you obviously know I like at this point. But the thing one thing I find really interesting is that, like, by far the most prominent advertiser on this radio station is some, like, regional jeweler who just, like, he's just so mad about, like, lab-grown diamonds. He just, like, keeps recording these new commercials telling people, like, to only buy, like, earth-grown diamonds or something, some ridiculous term he has for them. And, like, the crux of his argument is, like, something like, you know, oh, well, like, it has no resale value if you get, like, a lab-grown diamond. I'm like, well, yeah, but, like, you know what else is also, like, not, like, nearly as expensive and, like, also, you know, isn't the result of, like, exploiting people for labor and like, stealing from their land and stuff. It's just, like, in a lab or whatever. It's just, like, it just takes, like, a really specific look at, like, one minute facet of the situation, and she just keeps complaining about it. And, like, listen, you can kiss me if you have to, but, like, the other thing I'd say about it is, like, it's a weird target demographic for that. I feel like the Gay Pride radio station has, like, a higher percentage of listeners who, like, aren't necessarily as inclined to go in on, like, those old, like, heteronormative traditions. I'm not saying they can't or shouldn't, but I feel like, you know, they're more likely to express themselves in, like, newer, more creative ways because of, like, the way the culture has evolved or whatever. So, like, pitching this, like, extremely traditionalist thing on, like, the Gay Pride radio station, like, I just don't get it at all. And, like, I just keep hearing them all the time, and I'm like, what? Who is this guy? What is his deal? He needs a hobby. We just want to acquire the dino fruit. Well, the way One Piece works is you would have to kill me and then find where it grows. So good luck with that. Real diamonds also have resale value because lab-grown diamonds are real diamonds and significantly cheaper. I mean, this is my thought process too. But, like, I don't know. This guy with his tirade insists that, like, you know, he can tell the difference and, like, his diamonds are more valuable. And it just seems ridiculous. Like, the whole thing just seems so strange to me. This was my understanding too. Like, they're supposed to be indiscernible, like, from mineral diamonds or whatever. Like, yeah, like, this one guy, though, he's a savant. He knows, he can tell the difference. He's just mad that his diamonds are plummeting in value. That's, like, probably true, but, like, even so, like, trying to pitch it as this, like, split. I mean, I guess it's to try and create an artificial scarcity where the lab-grown diamonds are, like, infringing on that. I don't know. The whole approach just seems bizarre. It's noteworthy and interesting to me, but it's just very, very strange. It's like blind people have no idea when blind testing. Yeah. Like that bit in season 1 of You where, like, this guy who's supposed to be, like, a super obnoxious rich guy has his own, like, artisanal soda company. And the bad guy's like, listen, I promise, like, not to do a bad thing to you if you can identify your soda from this blind taste test. And he gives him, like, 3, like, glasses, and he tries all of them, and he's like, these are all terrible. None of these are my soda. And he's like, no, they're literally all your soda. All 3 of them. And then he did a bad thing to him because he's a bad guy.
I suppose some things transcend timelines.
And thank heaven for that.
I do actually think there's something novel about the idea that, like, something that's not fabricated post-scarcity is somehow more resilient to, like, time travel changes. That, I think, is a really neat idea. If that the really militant diamond guy on Pride XL had played this game, he might, like, add that to his pitch. Why couldn't Nazma have given you an outfit like this one? Do you not just get to, like, pick at will? You can fabricate stuff, right? That's a really odd sort of notion. Let me tamper with the thermostat for some reason. Touches on the whole Star Trek thing of replicated. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know that they... Off the top of my head, I feel like we don't necessarily do a ton with that concept. Other than, like, in Voyager, where, like, there's like implied to be a resource that the replicators use that is not readily available in the Delta Quadrant. Well, I feel like we've learned nothing and we're all out of ideas.
Miss Cameron.
Please. We've traveled through time together. Call me Imani.
I'm glad she said that within earshot of this guy. How did you find this photo?
I'm impressed you found this photo. How'd you manage it?
A lot of time, a lot of patience, and the best image search algorithm a research grant can afford.
Fair, although maybe misappropriating funds. Neko says, I don't like alcohol, so I don't think I've ever understood the whole wine tasting culture. No idea if there's anything to it. Juice is always tastier. I don't have like a horse in that race, because like I also don't drink alcohol, as stated earlier. The thing I will say on the matter is that like I've been around like friends who are drinking wine, and like the smell of like wine breath is not good. It is not good. It somehow feels like stronger and maybe worse than just like general alcohol breath. Although I can't say I actually have like tremendous amount of experience being around this. Mostly, I don't know, maybe there's something about like drinking wine that makes people want to get like physically more into my space. But I feel like even when I've been around people drinking other stuff, they've been less inclined to just like do that.
We had a lot of false positives, but that's technology, isn't it?
Is that like an early commentary on AI?
Computers don't know squat.
No,
There's
wine
just
breath,
some
like
things you need a human
like
for.
smell my breath. Because that's what it's like, is you're talking to them and they're basically just like, let me hang my jaw open and protrude gross. The warehouse where the paintings were found. Like, all the rest of them?
What about the warehouse where you found the paintings? Did they have any clue to Pi Sycamore's identity?
Of course we checked, but their records don't go back far enough.
It's a simple matter to travel back to when they were deposited there.
Great idea. But we have no idea when that actually was. And besides, the painting we're trying to authenticate wasn't found in that warehouse.
Right, but if we went there, we'd figure out who Pi Sycamore is. This was literally like the first thought I had when you proposed this mission, incidentally. You dislike this line of thought. I got distracted by having multiple threads going. Which one are you talking about in particular, Demolition? The idea that, like, the museum owner would, like, use technology to, like, find a photo that displays the painting she's looking for or something?
So no, this is where we need to be.
Oh, there are some things only a human can do. I mean, it depends on how you consider it. I feel like there are some things only a human can do. Some of those things are gross and not particularly useful, but like, yeah.
You're absolutely sure the painting in the photo is the painting you mentioned?
View from Mount Tom? Absolutely.
How can you tell for sure? It's quite grainy and blurry.
I know my Pi Sycamores from my Ben Chandlers, honey. I've studied them for too long to mistake them for anything else.
But what if there's like a time-traveling forger? It's like a thing that happens.
Did you handle the trip all right? Some new travelers can feel a bit wonky upon arrival.
Well, don't worry. I feel as good as I look, which is amazing.
Chalk that one up into the not yet articulated don't like her vibe.
Besides, I'm on the trail of Pi Sycamore. How could I feel anything but?
We should keep going.
Yes, we have a painter to find.
Yes, excellent. What's your deal, lady? You're weird. I don't think anything in here is currently useful. So I'm gonna leave. Why are there a couple hoops spinning on a pedestal? I assume they're like wedding bands because we're at a jeweler's.
I'll let him smoke in peace.
Why is the default action hand on man? There are like not a lot of places for us to be, huh?
Tell me, has anyone used time travel to strike it rich?
I feel like that's
Invest in the stock
kind of
market?
hard because you have to
Find
already be
some
rich to
hidden
do it,
treasure
yeah?
Before it was discovered. That kind of thing.
Maybe the second
Tunneling
one.
into the past is expensive.
That got
Anyone
loud.
who can afford it most likely has plenty of money already.
See, I get what's
I'm here
going on.
a research grant.
It doesn't matter. All our clients are closely monitored. No exceptions.
And what if something happens?
That's why I'm here, Imani.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the specs of that weapon you're carrying.
You probably
Don't
shouldn't
worry,
be.
I'll be good.
Somehow you thought it was an art gallery. What, simply because we went there looking for a painting? How novel. I mean, that's sort of the crossroads of where we're at. He's like, well, it's not an art gallery, so I don't have a painting. Please leave. Or like, buy a wedding ring. But make sure that it's like mineral earth-grown diamond and not a lab diamond, you heathen. I don't know why I'm like so hung up on this like weird guy. But it's just all the time. He spends so much money advertising on this radio station. Like, what, like, this is a complaint that, like, the first mission didn't really have as big a problem with this, but chapters 2 and 3 both have an issue where, like, they just, like, drop you in the past with no plan, and I have, like, a really hard time, like, buying into that. Like, even this fictional world that's, like, a little more laissez-faire about, like, changing random stuff in the past, like, still sort of acknowledges that, like, changing time is messy, but, like, they keep just, like, dumping us here and being like, I don't know, we have, like, half a lead, good luck, and, like, not even, like, a clear goal, just, like, a broad, like, mission statement. I'm gonna go back to the landing point. To be fair, you don't buy paintings at art galleries either. I think that kind of depends on the type of art gallery. I believe there are some that you buy art from.
I doubt I'll find a clue to Pi Sycamore's whereabouts in that mountain of rubbish.
Who are you calling a mountain of rubbish? This tech is old, but you believe the excavator is controlled from here.
I won't
Do it.
locate Pi Sycamore by messing about with the junkyard excavator. Even if it does seem kind of fun.
We should do it. Okay, just show me where the hotspots are. Give me a picture. I mean, it's a little less of an issue when they give you like a hotspot button like this game has. That picture was not, in my mind, like clearly defined as a picture, or like visually distinct enough from the background that it seemed like an obvious pick-upable item. Either this is so highly regulated this is boring, or it's so unregulated that changes constantly happen, and thus 99% of the plot is irrelevant. A little reductive, but I think I'll buy into that, yeah. Sounds like it would be an art adoption center. Yeah, and I think there are certain galleries that are a little like that. I'm not even sure if that's, like, entirely uncommon. But, like, I don't know. I mean, there's also just, like, stores that are set up like galleries. That's also kind of a thing, at least here in the US. I don't know about other places. So I clicked on the control room before and it didn't let me in there.
Nobody's working here tonight. Perfect condition for a landing point.
It seems like I should be able to crane something. Sounds kind of cute. I got like a nice piece of art that I still have not bothered to hang in my house because I'm really paranoid about like hanging paintings and like damaging walls. When I used to work at SMBC Theater, which meant that we shot a lot of sketches in one apartment that they tried to constantly reframe like the 3 or 4 areas of the common space in the apartment to shoot various scenes. And they were like, yeah, like we've done so much damage to these walls by doing that like you can't, like, we'll never get our security deposit back. So you like really can't do anything to harm these walls. And even there I was like, I don't know about this. I was also once on a different shoot where they like didn't express that, and I like tried to use like some like quick hanging 3M thing that's supposed to be like pretty user friendly or whatever, and they didn't give me any instruction, and I definitely damaged those walls. And that was just like person's house, and I just like kind of left quietly. You should not put me in charge of these things, is my feeling. Okay, are there any dinosaurs in this dinosaur park, brother? I take a close look at this one. Windows, door, exit. Okay, check out the window.
That's definitely the spot where the photo was taken. So we came to the right place, at least.
Okay.
I see no point in that.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do the thing that annoyed me last time, because I think that's what they want me to do again.
Do you recognize this?
Before we even get an answer from this guy, the game has already addressed why I think this is a bad idea, and it has just ignored itself. Which is that, like, when we got here, she was like, I don't know if this photo was taken in the future or if it's like already happened. And like, you should, in 1923, you should not show someone a photo of something that hasn't happened yet. Like, that will like destabilize their mind. Like, they can't handle that. Photoshop doesn't exist yet.
What's this? You staking me out or something?
Do you see the painting in the picture?
You could try adhesive strips. No, that's the thing I was just describing, that I like damaged a person's wall with those. Like, I could try it, but my point is, those are supposed to be... those are like supposed to like not let that happen, and I still did it.
It's behind the window, on the wall. Your wall, to be precise.
Oh, yeah, I guess that could be a painting, kinda, if you squint.
Now, in fairness to this man, it's not obviously a paint. The way it shows up in the photo is not very clear.
Do you recognize it?
I don't know, maybe it's the painting we got in the back room.
You have a painting in the back room. Why didn't you say?
Like I said, we don't have any paintings for sale.
We don't want to buy it. We just want to look at it.
She's so mad.
Then you should have said.
I think this one is the dialogue option.
So may we look at the painting, the one in the back room?
Blue tack? Like, I don't think blue tack is safe for things that aren't just a poster.
Sorry, no can do.
Oh, you suck it. Why not?
That's my office back there, lady. I can't let just anybody waltz through. Not unsupervised, anyway.
I wish we had a boxer who could punch this guy.
Fine. Accompany us then.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm running a business here. What if I'm back there and a customer comes in? No, I stay right here. Sorry.
So about the painting in the back room.
I already told you where I stand on that.
We'll only take a moment, I promise.
I have no way of knowing that.
So
I already...
maybe one of us can watch the shop.
I'm not going to dignify that suggestion with a response.
So about...
I already...
Please, it is a matter of some urgency.
I don't see how that's my problem.
Do you recognize the man in the picture?
No, sorry.
Thank you. We'll keep looking.
Just give a whistle if you need help with anything.
I don't know the best way to describe this, but it is maybe the single most annoying thing about this game thus far, which is just, and it's an extension of what I was talking about before, but just like the general aimlessness of the story. You know, I was talking about how you get like dropped in the past and like basically don't know what to do, but like, especially, I mean, of the two that we played so far, Mission 2 had like kind of a big issue with this consistently throughout, where like it just felt like you were doing stuff at random. Like, I don't know, like I'm just at this point I'm so used to a level of sophistication in like adventure game narrative where like there isn't that type of like early 90s adventure game chaos where like there's like an obvious like cause and effect to like I have to get through that door, which means that I have to do something to the guard, and I know that the pharmacist down the street makes a sleeping potion, or you know, just whatever, like something like that. So like there's an obvious progression of ideas. Here it just feels like chaos like all the time. And like the world is really cool. Most of the characters have been good, but like the narrative has been like really weird. And the point and click mechanics are, I'm gonna say, not up to par for my high standards, is the way I'll put it. Do you think I'm supposed to like bribe that guy? Hey, wait, what if I like
I
photo
don't
this
see
guy?
how that would be useful.
What if I like shoot this
As
guy?
fun as that may be, the protocol...
Okay. I'm gonna try bribing this guy, I guess? Or maybe like multi-tooling him to death?
Would this be enough to cover any potential lost business while in the back room?
You must really want to see that painting.
I feel like we've made that clear by being insistent and
I
annoying.
believe we have made that very clear.
We're in agreement on that.
Fine, give me the cabbage and head on back. I'll be right behind you. But any funny business and you're in the breeze, clear?
Capiche? I got all of that except the word capiche.
As crystal.
Okay, this is it. Make it snappy, okay?
That's it. Agent Quinn, this is it. View over Mount Tom. Oh, you poor thing. Look how you've been treated.
Were you talking about how like every time we've tried to like spend our time travel suit money in the past, they're like, no, like inflation is a real thing and you can't devalue currency. It's super important not to do this unless it's an emergency. And here we're like, I don't know, like I really want to see that painting and I can't be bothered to like think of a puzzle. So like, just bribe him. Just bribe the man.
Don't worry, it'll get better. This is a privilege, Agent Quinn. You have no idea how lucky you are. Nobody from our time has seen this painting outside of a museum in over 50 years.
It belongs in a museum. No, like literally.
Tell me, quick, what are you feeling right now? What? Don't think. Top of your head. Look at the painting. You are feeling what? Fine. I feel...
I don't know, lonely kind of strikes me as the thing here. There's like no one on this bridge. There's no sign of civilization. The like orange sky feels kind of ominous. My feeling is orange. Yeah, like honestly, my first feeling is orange. And I'm like, how do I relate orange to like an actual feeling?
lonely. Is that all right? Doesn't matter. There's no wrong answer.
Then why were you so insistent that I give you
This
one?
piece always brings out intense emotions in people. None alike.
Even though there were only 8 emotional options, you are the first person ever to select lonely.
Whatever this scene meant to Pi Sycamore, he had tremendous mixed feelings about it. And they all came through on canvas.
Do we know that
Clear
Pi
as
is
a
the guy?
bell. Everyone. Thank you for sharing. I mean it.
This guy's gotta be super creeped out. We're just like giving each other like a long, meaningful, silent stare while like we're using futuristic technology to communicate without speaking out loud.
So, you gals okay? This everything you wanted to see?
Yes, very much so. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Is she gonna do something weird now? Because like at this point I don't know how this helps.
Yeah, it was nothing. You don't need to get all weepy on me.
If he thinks you're about to kiss. It's 1923, so I don't think so? but I don't know.
Please don't get all weepy on me.
Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did the painting Cotton Eye Joe?
Where did the painting come from?
It was always here.
Gay people existed in 1923. Yeah, and like white upper class men like didn't really acknowledge that though. Like it was uncommon enough and especially unspoken about enough that I doubt that was his first guess in 1923.
Like I said, it was up there when I bought the place.
Could be hurt for it. Yeah, like legit.
But it used to be proudly displayed out front. Why shove it back here?
Don't know.
Good
It
old
wasn't me who
roommates.
did it, but
They
if
were
you want my
roommates.
opinion,
Yes?
well, it's kind of hideous, isn't it?
She's gonna shoot him. That liven up the chapter. Let this woman shoot the man.
Hideous.
Yeah, it's like a box of crayons melted or exploded.
Or exploded.
Crayons.
Could you shop with that eyesore on the wall? I know I couldn't.
Eyesore.
Is this guy important to the timeline? Can I punch him? Can I choke him on his own aquamarines?
Maybe Fia should do the talking.
Now I will do the talking. Loudly am I speaking to you to drown out the violence in her heart.
Yes, maybe Fia should.
Who is the former owner of this place?
Oh, that'd be, what's his name? Jackson Grant.
Grant. As in, granted gems.
Yeah, a real wise head. I bet it took him a whole minute to think that one up.
Alright, I'm inclined to agree with this guy on that. I didn't like the name, and I'm not sure I like it any better knowing it's like not a pun on the dude's name.
Do you know where we can find this Jackson Grant?
Yeah, we signed the paperwork at his place. He lives over on Sutton Place. Big brown stone on the corner of 57th. You can't miss it.
Are we gonna have that unnecessary navigation mechanic from the end of Rosewater? Just kidding. We all know we're getting there via Flintstone background.
If you hate the painting so much, why is it still here?
The old owner said his kid wants it, but they haven't picked it up yet. They'd better hurry up. I want to chuck it into the street.
Don't you dare.
Geez, lady, don't get hysterical. I said I want to, not that I'm gonna.
I think that's everything we need.
Okay then, pleasure doing business. You ever want to spend money on something you can walk out with, you let me know.
Pearls before swine. I'm going to ban that uncultured socket from my gallery.
Good news. He's dead.
Is he still alive in our present?
Lady, it's 1923.
150 years from now, it's doubtful.
He's a bit of a jerk, but he's not, well, wrong. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, who was it who was just telling me that there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's when it comes to looking at that orange painting, and now she's all like, that's not what I meant.
Blast it. Maybe I'll do it anyway.
It would be really funny for her to, like, take a photo of this guy and, like, put it on the, like, band wall or something. Like, what's with this old-timey photo?
That'll show him.
I should probably do the, Search Cloud updated Olivia. Okay. Jackson Grant is the guy who previously owned the jewelry store. Lifetime range, May 16th, 1873 to July 13th, 1936. Age 63. Employment history, founder of Granted Gems. And then what? What happened for the next 13 years? Guess he just retired? Known clustermates, Olivia Grant. Known children, Elizabeth Grant. Weirdly, that didn't look like that updated. Known residences, Sutton Place, 424, blah, blah, blah. Time impact low. Oh, no, we did get Elizabeth. Elizabeth Grant.
Nothing on Elizabeth at all.
Did she die of the cholera? Olivia Grant. Died at age 40. Cause of death, Blue pneumonia. Clustermate Jackson Grant. Known children Elizabeth Grant. Even less going on there. Okay. Okie day.
Ooh,
Mustache.
that smell.
Is he drinking wine?
What is that?
I think he's drinking wine.
Smell?
You don't smell that?
I think that guy's drinking
I
wine.
don't smell anything, no.
Must just be me then.
Oh, don't you hate that? Don't you hate when you smell something weird and it's you? Not that long ago, I somehow convinced myself that I could switch from, like, an antiperspirant to a deodorant. The distinction being that antiperspirants usually use aluminum, which is, like, supposedly not good for you, but it also, like, regulates your sweating. And I was like, you know what? I have had success reducing the amount of antiperspirant I use, and, like, it doesn't feel like I need to use a ton like I used to, because I honestly think I was over applying and it was just sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, I'll try like non-aluminum deodorant, and like, oh my god, no. Nope, wrong, incorrect. Maybe for you, not for me. I am built different, and the different I am built is smell hard, sweat hard. So, like, there was a day where, like, it's not like I was, like, working out extra hard or anything, but I was just like, what is... Oh, no. Oh, it me.
Imani? We
Can't ask her about that smell.
Hello.
Yeah?
Seriously, what is that smell?
Hey, hashtag things not to say out loud in front of a white police officer in 1923.
Smell? What smell, lady?
So, you can't smell it either.
Smell what?
Oh, never mind.
Stop it. Describe the smell, or just stop talking. What you drinking? Is it
Drinking
wine?
anything nice?
It's just coffee. Not that it's any of your business. I know the law.
You don't smell anything either.
Depends, doesn't it? The streets always smell of something.
This is not your usual city smell. It's like spoiled milk mixed with gasoline.
Yeah, lady, that's what all the cars run on in 1923.
It's vile. You're seriously telling me that neither of you can smell that?
I can't. Sorry.
I really genuinely don't know what we're getting at right now.
Yeah. You're smelling things that aren't there.
Do you know Pi Sycamore?
Is that a name?
Not officially. He's an artist, if that helps.
It doesn't. Sorry, never heard of him.
Are you familiar with Jackson Grant?
Should I be?
You are in front of his home.
Am I now?
Yes, you are.
Why are we both being really hostile about this?
Sorry, was there a point you wanted to make?
I suppose not. Do you know anything about this building you're guarding?
Guarding? I ain't guarding it. It's just a place on my rounds.
If you're on your rounds, shouldn't you be moving? You know, around.
Lady, I've been doing my rounds for the last 2 hours. If I want to stop for a cup of joe to fuel up, that's what I'm gonna do.
If I want to stop for a cup of curdled gasoline milk, then that's what I'll do. I know none of the changes we did erased him. I mean, we came here at a point when he still existed, and like maybe another time traveler could have changed it, but like we came here because he was supposed to be in this time. Like, I sort of get what you're asking, but I feel like the parameters of this mission make that very unlikely is all.
Drinking in.
It's just coffee, I know.
It's weird that that's like a
Thanks for
repeatable
withdrawal.
question. Can I give him like poison coffee or something? H. Guess I'll just go in this guy's house.
Come in. The door's open.
Am I loopy, or does it feel like stuff in this world doesn't work normal? Holy crap.
If I don't get up. My legs aren't what they used to be.
It's like big and spooky in here. This place is huge for a home in 1923. Are you joking me? In the city? Also, dude definitely has a Pi Sycamore painting up there, so that's cool.
That's all right. You are Jackson Grant.
Yeah, right? You can afford this? Is he like the god of New York? Like what the...
I am. And
did he invent New York?
Fia Quinn. This is Imani
Is she quite all right?
What? Like, what is your deal? You're making me upset.
I'm fine. It's just, do you smell anything?
How to lose friends and alienate people.
Nothing in particular. Why?
Never mind. I'm fine. No, I'm more than fine. Look at that.
The painting.
Deliverer of innocence. Look at you. You're pristine.
You are familiar with the artist.
Yes, you could say that. That's why we're here.
Well, this is intriguing, I must admit. Two unexpected surprises.
We can't toast because we didn't drink any curdled gasoline with us.
So, what can I do for you?
I've probably been watching like too many things with just like random murders in them. For some reason, I kind of like subconsciously thought that guy was like going to die of poisoning, even though like we just walked into his house and he just drank his own glass of whatever. Like there's like no earthly reason that would happen when he just like randomly toasts and just dies. It's like, I have like so many questions, like why?
Do you know anything about the artist?
Pi Sycamore. It's an unusual name, I'll give it that. I doubt it's his real name, whoever it is.
Can you tell us anything about the painting?
There's not much to tell. My daughter brought two of them home one day. She insisted I hang them up. I can't say they do much for me, but my Elizabeth adored them.
So, you hung the first one here, and the second one in your... excuse me, in your shop.
Yes, my former shop. You're well informed. And are you sure you're all right?
I don't know why this guy let two like stalker roommates into his house or whatever. It feels like a weird vibe.
Yes.
I guess he's got plenty of space though.
Do you know where your daughter got the paintings?
No, I'm afraid not.
You didn't think to ask?
This lady's real annoying.
You don't know my daughter, do you? If you did, you'd know it's pointless to ask her anything.
Can we speak to your daughter?
If you can find her, sure.
Is she like a ghost or like a fairy or something?
Didn't you say she lived here?
This is her official address, if that's what you mean. But she rarely comes.
Oh.
Imani?
No, I'm sorry. I can't take this anymore.
Excuse me.
That smell. It's terrible.
I don't smell anything.
Do you think she's gonna explode?
It's you, Mr. Grant. It's coming from you.
Me?
You absolutely reek. I'm sorry. I have to get out of here.
Well, I think that's a really good way to ingratiate yourself to someone who you're hoping to get more information from, who's sort of like the crux of like the whole reason we're here is like he's the linchpin of the paintings existing in this time or whatever. At what point do you do a medical scan? I mean, feels like you should have like an active run on like vitals, and if like something weird is spiking, like we should be notified. I don't know if that's actually true, but like it definitely feels like that should be true.
I reek? What the devil was wrong with her?
They haven't even invented antiperspirant in 1923. Maybe. I actually have no idea when the first antiperspirant was invented.
Fia? Fia?
Because that's why it's important to use antiperspirants. I mean, so true, for me at least.
What is it, Noz? What's wrong with her?
It's precursor syndrome.
Oh, blast it. That means Jackson Grant is...
Yeah. Bring her back to the landing point as soon as possible.
It's like a relative and we're like bordering on like a paradox. Is that what's going on? Can I just like take your painting or whatever? Are there drinks in this
The
globe?
last time I looked at a world map was 10 years and several thousand chrono adjustments ago. Keeping track of all the changes was impossible, so I stopped bothering.
Right? That's definitely my excuse for not
See
knowing
no
geography
reason to
good at
start
all.
now. Mr. Grant seems like an avid reader, although I can't judge his collection. I don't read much anymore.
Who's heard of this Charles Dickens fellow? God, these chrono shifts are getting out of hand.
The last time I read a novel, it popped out of existence just as I hit the last chapter.
1903, 1888 for deodorant. That's fascinating. That's a much narrower window between the two than I would have expected, to be honest. Just loudly commenting on his furniture in front of his face like a lunatic. Yeah, man. Something off about that
Never
lady.
again.
Just gonna take this.
Sorry to dash off, Mr. Grant. I need to see if my friend is all right.
Of course. Take care of your friends and loved ones and hold them tight, is my advice.
This dude is like hyper chill. Like
You never
probably
know when
too
they might
chill.
leave you.
Quite.
Ugh.
Hey, it ain't my fault if you can't hold your giggle water.
Thanks for the sympathy.
Look, all I'm saying is I can't legally acknowledge the stuff. If I do, I have to arrest you. So if you upchuck here, I'm not cleaning it up.
Feeling better?
Much. Yeah. What the hell was that about?
You're not gonna like it, Imani.
Come on. Spill it.
It's precursor syndrome.
Precursor what?
We shouldn't discuss this here. Come.
You brought me here to get away from bad smells?
By the way, who loves the trope where someone responds to like a term that like needs to be explained for the audience by saying like something what, but like it doesn't actually make any sense? Like, even if you had to respond in that way, wouldn't like what syndrome make more sense than precursor what? Because like syndrome is the thing you probably have a familiarity with, like some sort of medical condition relating to blank, instead of being like, what is the idea of a syndrome? Obviously precursor applies here.
Okay, so what's this precubus syndrome?
I'm sorry, did you say nerd or node?
Precursor syndrome. It's what happens when you encounter a blood relative when time traveling before your birth. There's no greater danger for causing a paradox. Your mind instinctively knows this and moves to protect itself. So it floods you with repellent stimuli.
Like bad smells?
Or tastes, or sounds, whatever will trigger a flight response.
Yeah. All I could think of was getting out of there. Wait. So that means that
You're not the first in your family to own a pie sycamore. What
You're
a
not the
peculiar
first in
way
your
of
family
framing
to
that.
own a pie sycamore?
runs in the family. Good to know.
Oh, you hate to have runs in your family.
I just gotta process this. Jackson would be my great-grandfather?
Great-great-grandfather, if my maths is correct.
All my living grandparents died before I was 10, so I barely know them, let alone the generations before that. Jesus, I just told my great-great-grandfather that he reeked. Should I go apologize?
Obviously not. That's like half the point.
No, I'm sorry.
Why not? I'm feeling better.
You'll obviously start feeling worse if you talk to him. Are you paying attention?
Our rules are very clear on this point. We need to send you home now.
What? Why?
Wouldn't this come up in client research? I mean, I'll give them this. If like any relative that could have given her the information to like tie her to a family tree further behind than like 2 generations or whatever Like, I can understand them not finding it. Like, statistically, it's not super likely that the person that she would want to go talk to out of, like, all people in all time and space would be, like, her secret great-great-grandfather or whatever. Like, all perfect world, the records would be good enough that, like, yes, I agree with that. But, like, I think I could get behind these circumstances being different.
You do like your life, don't you? Your life as it is. Interacting with your ancestors is the fastest way to destroy it irrevocably.
I thought this bracelet thing protected me from all that. You call it a PFE, right?
The PFE only protects your existence, not everything connected to it. You won't change, but anything connected to your family, your childhood, that all can.
And if I say that was okay, I'm willing to take the risk?
Pi Sycamore's artwork is connected to your family now. Do you want to risk that as well?
Okay, I get it.
Do you really want to go through all that again?
I don't mind feeling a little sick, now that I know I'm not really sick.
You don't understand. Your ancestors are connected to our mission. That means you can't be here. Don't worry. I'll continue the mission on your behalf. I'll find Pi Sycamore and authenticate that painting.
I don't see why you are less likely to wreck up my timeline than I am.
This is my job, Imani. I am quite good at it.
Are you? Because, like, some of the stuff that happened in the last mission suggests maybe that's not necessarily true.
But if you feel uncomfortable, we can abort right now and we'll reimburse you.
Yeah, down. Press X to down.
No. We didn't come all this way just to stop now.
Anyone else get, like, the subconscious sense that, like, we made this character slightly too annoying, and then at some point we're just like, you know what, like, maybe we just, like, don't have that character follow you around for the entire mission.
Tell Mr. Nazarelli that I'm ready to go. You find Pi Sycamore, Agent Quinn. Please. I know it seems silly and trivial in the grand scheme of things.
You paid us a bunch of money. You don't need to explain it.
That's not for me to say. It's important to you.
The customer is always right, huh?
If you like.
As long as they're wealthy.
Then, before I go...
It'd be really awkward if she gives us a big kiss.
Update these damn jumpsuits, will you? Precursor syndrome doesn't make me half as sick as this color does.
I really think I'm supposed to find that endearing, and I don't know.
Holy Toledo!
Uh-oh.
Well, don't that beat all?
Oh my god, it's like white trash Cleopatra, and I don't know who this guy is.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, that lady just got dragged down to blazes.
Ah.
You are mistaken.
I don't know what you saw, but you are mistaken.
See, that's not the way to go about it. You have confidence about telling them something that's different than what they obviously saw. Just by being like, whatever you saw is wrong, is like such a position of weakness when lying to pliable, drunk folks.
We both saw it. No point in denying it. Think she's a demon or something?
What else could she be? You stay away from us. It's our wedding night. You can't send us to hell on our wedding night.
I can't stress enough that you came over here.
Baby, it's heaven as long as we're together. You know that.
Oh, you.
That's a nice little animation.
If you could just... Right. Don't mind me or anything.
Let me just call the future.
Not so.
Yeah, Fia.
Thoughts on our client?
She's been vetted thoroughly, if that's what you mean.
Not entirely, but that's good to know. That couple, they saw Imani's jump.
Yeah, I heard.
Doesn't the system automatically shut down if it detects locals watching?
Normally, yes. But these two are so drunk that it probably didn't register.
I would like for someone to explain to me why the system would distinguish that. That feels like a wildly unhelpful loophole to include in this technology. What is this writing? Which part in I'm not disagreeing with you. Which part in particular provokes that response? The system hates wine breath. But if the system hates wine breath, shouldn't it? Well, no. I guess you're suggesting that the system hates wine breath so that it should let people flee through time. Gestures vaguely. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
These paintings of Pi Sycamore, you like them?
Some of them are really orange.
I do, actually. I've already made plans to see the exhibit properly when it opens. Figure I should go sooner than later, just in case they get paradoxed.
I'll try not to let that happen.
Please don't. Those tickets are expensive.
But if the paintings never existed, you wouldn't have bought the tickets, right?
So has Pi Sycamore always been in existence? Or is he recent?
Well, his timeline impact ranking is marked low, so I can't say for sure. But I'd never heard of him before we got this assignment. So I think he's new.
I forgot that you're such a connoisseur of the art scene, Noz.
Definitely feels like that's going to come up either later in this mission or perhaps a separate mission.
Scenes, Fia, plural, of hundreds of different timelines that no longer exist.
He'd have bought tickets for a more disappointing exhibit. I don't think that's true. That doesn't feel logically consistent. Because he bought the tickets because he wanted to see this particular thing. If it didn't exist, why would he just have tickets in a vacuum?
Any thoughts right now?
Not at the
nope,
moment.
head empty. Okay,
right now.
Standing.
Wait, can I not leave right now? Let me just slide right past
I
you.
could just squeeze through.
Hey, demon broad. We're busy here.
Go torture damn souls or whatever. Leave us alone.
How is this real life? You are both very drunk.
You are both extremely drunk.
Not yet, but we're working on it. You gonna drop a dime on us? Tell the cops?
Let the demon broad try. They'll throw her in the jug, not us.
Right. On account of her being a demon.
Yeah, that's how the police work. By the way, not a demon?
I am not a demon, as you can plainly see.
Of course you'd say that. You're a demon.
They're being ridiculous, but like I am inclined to give that one to them.
Telling people you're not a demon is what I'd say too, if I were a demon.
What exactly did you see here?
You banished some old lady to the underworld.
Maybe she deserved it. Did she deserve it?
No! Why are you here anyway? Or do you make a habit of visiting junkyards?
Oh, that. We followed you.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, saw you running out of Daddy's place.
Oh, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Cleopatra. This is for the same reason why sometimes you come back to find that you're married with a son. No, but that's completely different. Because then you change, like... If you change the cause in the having tickets to the gallery scenario, then the effect would also change. You wouldn't have the tickets. When you change the cause in the familial scenario, you change the effect of now you're married and have a kid and you're a terrible mom. You can't treat them separately. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if the effect is changed by one course of action, then the effect would be changed by the other.
Wondered what was up.
Okay, exhibit, like, H or something of Fia's not actually particularly good at this job. Your daddy's place? Gee, we've been to, like, 2 places since we got here. And one of them mentioned a daughter who was highly elusive and difficult to find. I wonder who Daddy is in this scenario.
Daddy does not approve!
You mean Jackson Grant is your father?
Yeah.
You making deals with him? Is that why you were there?
Figures. He wants to control me so bad he makes a deal with the devil.
Don't worry. Not even the forces of hell can tear us apart.
I'd like to see him try.
Ooh, does that mean I get to pick him up with a crane? This dialogue tree is maddening. This is a cutscene. This could be a cutscene. Why is it not a cutscene?
Way too long, and none of it sounds true at all.
Why do they keep just like giving me like a single dialogue option? Do they not know how like this works? Chris says, I think Daddy is supposed to be the guy she's kissing.
So you're the one who brought home the Sycamore paintings?
Yeah, what of it? You want them?
Kind of? Like a little bit.
Well, you can't have them.
Okay.
Come on, Liz. It's the devil.
I don't care. You gave them to me. She takes them away over my dead body.
I don't want to take them. I just want to know more about them.
Well, I just want you to scram. How about that?
Isn't that what I was trying to do?
Now, hang on. If you're really a demon, maybe we can make a deal.
This is one of those things that I occasionally get like dragged down in like pedantry about. When do you think is the first time people started colloquially saying hang on? I don't feel like it was 1923.
You want information? We want something in return.
Is it more alcohol?
Again, not a demon. But let's hear what you have in mind.
That flatfoot in front of our house. Get rid of him. Then we can talk.
Is the police officer like his dad or something? Like, why does he matter in this scenario?
Yeah, 86 the copper.
Oh boy. What a timely thing to say. Got some 86 stuff happening in the news. It's a lot of fun to be living here in 2025. Let's make a very rational assumption to start with.
You want me to kill a police officer?
Geez, you really are a demon. No.
See, look, people understand this.
You can't kill a cop on a wedding night. That's bad luck.
Wouldn't making a deal with the devil like also be extremely bad luck on your wedding day?
Just get him out of the way.
Just why do you want me to do this?
Because it's our wedding night, and we're skipping town.
I need to go home and pick up some stuff before we go.
Why would the cops stop that from happening?
And we don't need any fuzz getting in our business.
Now you're just planning on like moving a bunch of drugs? Like, why does he care?
What sort of business?
Never you mind, Demon Broad.
I'm just gonna exhaust this dialogue, but this is a stupid thing to say.
Tell me what I want to know first.
Get a load of her. She thinks we're a pair of saps.
Get the flatty out of the way.
Is she calling me flat? That's rude.
Fine. I'll do as you ask.
All right, we have a deal.
We'll head over. Keep watch from down the block.
Just remember, this is just for information, not our souls or nothing.
Yes, I am
No,
aware.
I know what she was saying. I was making a joke.
Just checking.
A demon. Really?
I'm highly disappointed I didn't get to lift them with a 1923 crane.
I won't locate Sycamore by messing about with the junkyard excavator.
You won't know that for sure until you try.
Even if it does seem kind of fun. Nobody's working.
Hello, Fia. Blast it, I hate this thing.
Chekhov's junkyard excavator. It's true, anytime you introduce a junkyard excavator in Act 1, you just know that someone's gonna get picked up by a giant crane in Act 3.
Imani? There you are. Mr. Nazarelli patched me in.
There's something that seems really goofy about the name Nazarelli. Probably because it has the same feeling as Fonzarelli, aka the long name of the Fonz from Happy Days. It just feels weird that that dude would be in charge of like temporal safety. Hey! Whacks a grandfather clock, fixes history.
He said you wouldn't mind?
It's fine. I've already got one pair of eyes on me at all times. One more won't matter.
The distressing thing is she's not talking about Fonzarelli.
Thank you. If I can't be there, at least I get to watch.
I'm learning too much about this lady's proclivities.
Anyway, won't complain if you do.
Can I just bribe him? Oh, I should save. I haven't done a save in a minute. Options, save.
Ma'am, I hope you're not attempting a bribe.
No, I'm super doing. Is it working? Night King, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it as always. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, of course not.
Swell.
I just wanted to show you how much money I had in my money printing suit. That is definitely above board. No, I'm going to vaporize
Showing
you.
future tech to the locals would be a very bad idea.
That's not what I had in mind.
I see no point in that. If there is a reason for showing future
Not sure what blowing on that will achieve.
That's a great point.
the multi-tool can transform into a
Come in.
I maintain this guy is definitely too chill. Is there not another way out of this room? It feels weird to me. I think the police officer would like to play with the junkyard excavator. Oh man, that would be such like a sick way to solve that puzzle. Just like convince him he could go do something cool that he shouldn't be able to do. There should be more of that sort of thing in adventure games. Like, it's not like a super complicated puzzle. You're just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to like mess with a big crane? The like sole thing that I remember about the movie Elizabethtown, which I think was like the first major like acting role that Orlando Bloom had after starring in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like a movie where like he's like the son of a person who had like a sneaker company, and he's like super excited to have like a prominent position and goofs it up and everyone hates him. The only thing that I remember is this like fantastic scene where like he goes to like some kid's birthday party for some reason I don't remember, and there's like a bunch of like screaming unruly children, and like someone at the party like puts on a VHS tape of like just like a construction crew who are like gonna like demolish buildings or something, and just like this like big dude like in construction gear like addresses the children through the VHS tape, and he's like, hey, if you listen to your parents and you be quiet, then we'll blow up this building. Do you want to blow up this building? And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, then you have to behave. And all the kids like quiet down and then just like watch him blow up a building. And it's just, I don't know why, like that really, like I just thought that was so funny. And I definitely remember that and basically nothing else about that entire movie.
I met your daughter.
She's not great.
You did? Whereabouts?
She's like Temu Cleopatra, and I know that doesn't mean anything to you yet, but like someone in chat might appreciate it.
The junkyard.
Of course you did.
Why is the second painting still in the shop?
It's still there. I assumed the new owner got rid of it ages ago.
Why? Didn't you tell him you wanted it and he said he'd keep it there?
Are you aware there's a police officer outside?
Yes, I'm aware.
You paid him, huh?
Could you tell me why?
Why do the police do anything?
Ooh, that's a good riddle.
Officer Mitchell has nothing to do with me.
Then, like, what is his deal then? That's so confusing and weird.
You don't know the policeman outside, but you do know his name.
I mean, if you're spending a lot of time here, you might have asked. That's kind of fair.
I never said I didn't know him, just that I don't know why he's there.
Zing.
Can you tell me anything about him?
No, sorry.
I'd love it if he said no and then said except and then listed a series of like really specific like personal details.
You don't know the
I never.
Can you
No.
Okay, weird. That's another
Thank
looping
you.
one.
Yes, yes. Have a good evening.
Yes, yes. I hope you die. Well, I only have one last name. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Weird then that that's like an option. Maybe I can go ask him his first name so I can, like, future Google him.
Hello.
Yeah?
Officer Mitchell.
That's Officer Santina to you.
Mitchell Santina.
Apologies. Officer Santina.
And don't you forget it. Gotta have respect for the law. Society will crumble otherwise.
Understood, Officer Santina.
Come here
Are you
often.
going to be here long?
Don't know. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason.
Well, it's a free country, despite what that Ness guy says.
Drinking anything nice?
It's just coffee. I know the law.
Thanks for your...
Sure.
I'm just gonna, chrono Google you. I have a sneaking suspicion I could probably also Google Elizabeth Santina, but we'll get there in a minute. Results from Mitchell Santina, basic info. No, maybe not. Cause of death, complications following a stroke at age 71. That'll do it. Employment history, NYPD officer. Known cluster mates, Muriel Santina. Known children, Mitchell Santina Jr., Victor Santina, Daniel Santina. Time impact rating, boring. Obituary. March 14th, 1890 to November 26th, 1961. Mitchell Santina, a lifetime resident of New York, died peacefully at his Staten Island home on November 26th at the age of 71. God, this is a word problem, isn't it? Mitch is a lifetime member of the NYPD, serving as an officer from the age of 18 until he retired at age 52. Since his retirement, he dedicated his life to training the next generation of officers aboard the Starship Enterprise. Oh, that's weird. I thought that happened much later in the timeline. At the Richmond Terrace Police Academy. Mitchell is survived by his wife Muriel, his 3 sons, all NYPD officers, 3 grandchildren, and a lifetime of dedicated service. Okay, service record. I got his ID number. District served Midtown South from 1908 to 1931, and then Staten Island from 1931 to 1942. Disciplinary record, exemplary. I don't like that I can see this. It makes it feel like I'm going to, like, ruin his life. Then again, I am an adventure game protagonist. Okay, Muriel Santina. Lifetime range 1892 to 1972, age 74. Cause of death, heart attack. Employment history, author. Bibliography, The Curse of Captain Billop, July 1953. Hunting, Richmond County, March 1958. Last Beer in Oakwood, November 1963. The Fool of Prince's Bay, February 1968. Winning in Willowbrook, October 1970. Known children, Mitchell Santina Jr., Victor Santina, Daniel Santina. Time impact rating, medium. That's interesting. Something about at least one of those written works is of relative importance, I suppose. I'm still gonna check this. Where did the name Olivia come from? Elizabeth is the daughter, right? Oh, is Olivia Grant? What if we look? No, I think we did look at this. It's just like not extremely relevant. It's like Jackson's wife.
Not so.
Yeah, Fia.
Can't believe I agreed to this nonsense. I need to get that police officer away from Grant's building. Any ideas?
Not offhand. Did you check the archive?
Yeah, nothing there was particularly helpful, my brother.
Right, Nozzo.
Standing by.
You go back to the gallery because I haven't been there in a minute, and not for like...
I see no need to return there.
That's interesting and weirdly unhelpful. It doesn't leave me with a lot to do.
I won't locate Pie Sycamore by messing about with the junkyard even if it...
Still feel like that's the wrong approach to this case. Nothing changed here, I presume.
That excavator's a bit precarious, isn't it, Nozzo?
Don't worry, I checked the serial number. It remains in perfect working order for 8 more years. Then it's sold for scrap.
So it's not going to fall on me?
Not unless you make it fall.
If you rob the jewelry store, the police officer will move. I do feel like causing a crime somewhere else is like a likely solution, but like there's not a lot of like screen real estate for me to like move around or do that. Like I can only be in the junkyard or on that like really narrow stretch of that road. And my inventory items kind of suck, to be entirely honest with you. Do you know the dude in this photo?
There's a reason.
Does Jackson know the dude in this photo?
I see no point.
Will you give me wine in this horrible
Perhaps
picture?
there's a timeline.
The picture is such like a weird thing to be able to have.
The last time I looked at a world map, see.
Is there alcohol in the globe? Sometimes that happens. Nothing here has changed, right?
You don't.
I never said I didn't.
Can you?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, if I steal the painting, then I will have the painting, and also the police will chase me. I think I may have forgotten why I'm here.
I see no point.
Can't really tamper with the car,
The
huh?
multi-tool control.
It does not seem like there is anything that I can do or interact with. Use knife on cop. It's a multi-tool. And if I were able to do that, I would probably just stun him with my laser, but I'm pretty sure I did actually already try both of those.
I see no.
I don't know why. I don't know what the deal here is. Alright. Alright, now this says I should check the archive, which I have done.
Well, that didn't work. You may as well remove this from the list, Nozzo. I'm not gonna find pie this way.
You could just go to a diner. It's not that hard.
Keeping things tidy. I approve.
On some level, though, I do appreciate that they don't separate Pie and Sycamore into a first and last name, because obviously that would not be helpful. I disagree. Everyone needs a pie grant. I mean, yeah, I feel like there should be government grants for pie. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. But I don't know that that actually helps us solve any of our immediate problems. Am I crazy? I went through all the archives before talking to Nazo, and he's like, "You should check the archives." Like, I don't feel like there was anything of, like, real value based on, like, what I can actually interact with. Which, at this point, appears to basically be, like, two men who, like, aren't inclined to do anything and don't have much connection to, like, my whole spot. Can you look up more relatives? I can only look up what the game deems to put in this box. So, like, not really. Like, when I tried searching Elizabeth Grant before, I got nothing. Did that change for some reason? Like, it mentions the names of this dude's kids, which, like, I don't know. maybe searching them would yield something of value. But, like, okay, it lists the wife's books. Great. I can't go to, like, a library. Even if I wanted to, like, look up one of those books to learn something, I can't do that. So, like, since it didn't give me the kids' names, and, like, this information doesn't seem to be immediately useful to me at all. Plus the fact that, like, none of these books comes out for another, like, 30 years. Like, I just don't know what they want from me. Like, I don't see anything here that's at all actionable. No, so why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you want me to see?
Can I speak?
Sure.
You rang. Any thoughts? You're the expert. I'll let you decide what's best. But if you have an art question, I'm all yours.
What is the meaning of art?
Did you get a good look at Liz? Why? How close were you looking?
This lady might be good.
Close enough to see
she might be a singular roommate.
We're looking for. Really? That's her? I'm amazed the alcohol on her breath didn't vaporize the paint on the spot. But good. We're getting closer.
Are you feeling better?
Physically, 110%.
And mentally?
I may punch the wall. I haven't decided yet.
I'm getting closer to finding Sycamore. I've just hit a couple of snags.
Snags? Yeah, that's one word for those two. Oh, it's great to be young and in love. Seriously, it's great. I never stopped myself.
Any thought?
You're the
talk soon,
chat.
No say.
Yeah.
Can't believe I need.
Not offhand. Did you check the archive?
Right now.
Standing.
She's that drunk. Why give her the time of day? I mean, like, here's okay, but like for real. Can we talk about the agreement that we made? Was that, well, no, I guess they're supposed to tell us about the source of the paintings, right? Like, because it ostensibly that conversation started with like, please let me leave the junkyard, and we've already managed that. I guess this Temu Cleopatra just got married. Maybe she used to be a Santina. I mean, I only have like 8 names. I've like searched like I think every combination of them. Would you like to let's play along? Jackson Grant, that's the guy who owns the house. We know that's a hit. His wife is Olivia, his daughter is Elizabeth. He lives here. He's not important. Jackson Santina, that's just words. That's nothing. Search, fail. Great. Okay. Elizabeth Grant. Inexplicably, we know that's a person, but when we search, nothing. I mean, presumably it has something to do with her married name, but I don't know the name of the guy. So just for good measure, Elizabeth Santina. Nope, did that one and also failed. Great, okay. How about Olivia Grant? That's a person. That's Jackson's wife. Yeah. No, I mean, she has a daughter, we know that. She has a husband, great. She lives here. She's not important. Olivia Santina. Nope, that's nothing. Mitchell Grant. Also nothing. Mitchell Santina, we've looked him up. He comes up with kind of a lot of information. We know he died at age 71 of a stroke, so it's like not something that we're probably going to tamper with here in the present. Know that he's married to Muriel Santina, and he has 3 kids whose names we're not allowed to search, so they can't be important. He's also relative importance low. Here's his obituary. Lifetime resident of New York, died peacefully at his Staten Island home. He doesn't even live there yet, so that doesn't seem relevant. Lifetime member of the NYPD. He trained Star Trek TNG at the Richmond Terrace Police Academy. It's like not like that gave us like a new place to go or anything. Survived by his wife Muriel, who we can't meet, and you know he's not gonna die while we're here. And he has 3 sons who are all officers who we can't search. So like none of that seems helpful. Service record. I mean, it gives us an ID number. I don't know of a place to look that. Like I can't like manually enter anything to search, so I can't like enter that and get more information about his service record even if I wanted to. He served 2 districts. One is like, so I guess he just got to Staten Island like a year ago. That doesn't seem actionable. That's all the TV there is there. And then Muriel Grant, that's no one. And then Muriel Santina. So she also died at a relatively old age, 74. Died of a heart attack. Given the age and the time, like probably not something we're interacting with. In the future, she writes books that aren't out yet, so like doesn't feel like that's relevant, and we can't search those, and we can't go to like a library to check one out for multiple reasons. And again, she has 3 children whose names we can't search, but she is medium impact. And like that's all the information there is, and that's the second time I've read through all of that, and none of that feels helpful. The thought is making something up to the guy about his wife and kids, but I don't think they gave... No, I have no conversation options for that. So... I mean, can I just like... Okay. Let's do some more dumb garbage. It's gotten me this far in this chapter. What if I just like bribe
I should
this
only
man?
replicate currency as needed. The protocols are very clear about that.
Very arbitrary, because we did a bribe before and we didn't care about that. Can I change his globe?
The multi-tool
Can I change his face? Can I cut his books? Can I bribe his books? Can I vaporize books with guns?
As fun as that may be.
I don't know what to do with this picture.
Perhaps another...
There's like nothing here, man. Oh. This one has hand on
Mr.
it.
Grant seems like an avid reader. The last time I read a novel, it popped out of existence. Never again.
Oh no, they all have hand on it? This one's kind of glowing green, though.
The multi-tool can...
I don't have my inventory here, so it can't be asking me to, like, compare the photo. I don't remember if I've tried showing these idiots my photo. The wife is an author. She won't be an author for like 30 years, though.
If there is a reason for that.
It's all timey-wimey. Like... There's like nothing to do and I'm out of ideas.
I see no...
It's mildly annoying that I like can't even go to the jewelers. What if I wanted to go on a rant about lab-grown diamonds? What if I wanted to spend like a lot of money to complain to an audience of LGBTQ people about lab-grown diamonds? What if I wanted that really badly for some reason? So it won't even show me hotspots here. Since I'm so light on ideas, I thought maybe that would be something.
Nobody's work. I doubt I'll find a clue to...
Not with that attitude. I don't know what the picture's about.
Perhaps an... Like,
I don't have alcohol. I can't go to a place that, like, has alcohol? Like, there aren't, like, places to go.
I won't locate even if it... I see.
I have no idea. I don't... Okay, Demolition, is there something obvious that I have missed in the database search? Because the game seems to think that's the answer, and I have... Kind of. Kind of is a disheartening answer. Is it that I can randomly vaporize him because he's low importance? Back to his result, or like the police officer? Oh, not that. Mitchell Santina. Doesn't strike me as a Santina, I'll say that. PD. Muriel Santina. Victor Santina. I mean, again, if the guy she married is supposed to be one of these dudes, he never said a last name or even a first name that I could use to, like... Click wife's name? Click wife's name? I don't think that's how this works. Am I missing something? This gives you dialogue with him? I don't think so. I don't think so?
Hello.
Yeah?
Did I guess it's possible that I did the... Yeah, because I had to talk to him to get the search. But none of that information was useful. That's... Okay. What is...
I have a message from your... What's the word? Wife.
I need her to stop doing that stuff.
My wife?
Yes. Your wife, Mary.
Muriel.
If I don't need her name, then why do I need to research it? Like, can't I just lie? Like, what? This is not a good puzzle. Yeah, how do you know her? And yeah, no, like, consistent. Like, there were, like, 3 or 4 things in the last chapter that were like this, too, where she just, like, really struggled with, like, basic, like, historical context terms. And, like, okay, for the clients, I get it. They don't time travel all the time. This woman should know the word wife. I get it. Cluster's hilarious. We're very progressive in the future. If you travel to 1923, you call them, like, wives and husbands and spouses. Like, come on. But, like, there's, like, okay. When the game tells me, did you check the archive? What that makes me think is I'm supposed to deduce some clever thing, like, oh, I figured out his, like, backstory, or, like, I figured out a person I should go talk to. Not like I deduced the concept that the man in 1923 has a wife. Apparently, I'm just the dumbest person in every timeline. Like, that's just not even... It's so, like, the absence of a puzzle that it doesn't even occur to me that, like, I should go and check the dialogue that suddenly I've decided the man has a wife. Like, what is that?
Oh, Mariel. Yes, she wants you to call her.
Is she okay?
I'm not sure.
To shreds, she said.
As soon as possible.
Yeah, I suppose I better. Thanks for passing that along, Miss...
Quinn. Fia Quinn.
Oh, yes. definitely give a full, like, not era appropriate name. There will be no ramifications to that at all.
Right. Thanks, Miss Quinn. I'll tell Muriel hi for you.
She prefers it when you say Mariel. Me when I'm a real
about
person.
That, there you are.
Why'd the jazz get so sinister?
I've done what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, good question. Like, call her? Like, it's not like he's... I mean, I guess maybe he's gonna go find a payphone? Did those exist in 23? I don't know. No, wait. Wait, actually, when is the telephone invented? I'm not that good at history either. I can't search that in the database because that's not how the database works. But, like, I don't know. In this era, he probably would just go home, right? Like, just in general? Like, it seems like he'd probably just go home?
Nice work, demon lady.
Yes, it's time to collect what we came for.
Maybe he's gonna call her physically. Like, just go outside his building and be like, "Hey, Muriel!"
Yes, the officer is gone. I can't promise your father will be happy to see you, but... What are you...
They just stole the cop car.
That wasn't the blasting deal!
Oh,
for the lover! You!
Me?
How did he get back? What did he do? What did he do that he's back now?
No, President Harding. Yes, you!
Yeah, why didn't he take... Like, seriously, now I have, like, a lot of questions about, like, what he actually just did. Like, if, like... Does he just happen to live around the corner? Like, I don't know, man.
Start talking. Now.
What we should do is say something so provocative that he kills us, and then we can return to the past. This is so silly. That's a generous description, but my emotional state is compromised, so I'm probably more mad at this than I should be. But, like, I'll say this. I'll say this about my experience with this game. I would not say that Old Skies has been bad. I don't think that the adventure game component of the game is very good so far. Hopefully it'll improve, but, like, that has consistently been disappointing. But the other thing I would say is that, like, the macro story is pretty good. The micro story of, like, inciting incidents and, like, figuring out, like, how to start the missions and things like that, like, it's not very good. The first public phone booth was in the late 1800s. That's... let me think about that. Yes, that must be true. That feels weird, but okay. But, like... Wait a minute. The telephone was invented in 1876, and then, like, before 1900, we had public phone booths? That's actually kind of crazy. But, like, for real, though, like, serious logistical questions of, like... So he left and didn't take his car, so he had to be going someplace close. So I guess we're led to believe that he went to some, like, historically accurate phone booth, but, like... I don't know, man. Also, like, what? Like, they didn't hotwire the car. He, like, left his keys in it and it was unlocked. Like, that's kind of on him, man.
I had nothing to do with this, I swear.
Nothing to do with what?
What do you mean, what? You wouldn't be mad at me if there wasn't a what.
Exactly. You in cahoots with the Grant girl?
What did I just say? What did I just say?
Look, I can explain.
I'll bet. Inside. Now.
Inside? So now we're friends with Jackson Grant? I don't understand any what's going on.
Officer Santina. I assume that was some other officer's police car speeding away.
Bad news on that front, idiot.
No, it was mine. Take a wild guess who stole it.
She is terrible at her job, like somehow worse than Date. That's a really bold claim. I think we should keep an eye on that and see how that develops. But honestly, as wild as it sounds, you might be right about that. Like, you might legitimately be right about that, which is, like, profoundly concerning. But we do have to ask ourselves a question. Would Fia's job performance be improved by the presence or promise of pornography? Date has a personality and tries. She just kind of flows with it. Yeah, like I guess that's kind of part of like the issue I have with like the adventure game component of this is like the general lack of agency. It never feels like we're in charge of what's going on. It's not like we're like posed with like clear-cut issues and derive logical solutions to them. Like, stuff kind of just happens, and sometimes we take credit or blame or whatever.
Elizabeth.
This is the last straw, Grant. That kid of yours is out of control.
Alright, I need one of you to explain your relationship very quickly, or I'm going to vaporize both of you. I've run out of patience.
So I am responsible for your stolen vehicle, am I?
What? No.
Perhaps I am. Perhaps you should arrest me. Perhaps I deserve it.
That's not what I meant.
Then tell me what you do mean.
This lady here, she was involved.
You have like no, you don't even like understand, like, what's the point of like accusing us of this without evidence and you like don't even know what happened?
Is she now?
I have nothing to do with this, I swear.
Shut your trap. She's in league with the pair of them. Figured you'd want to talk to her before I drag her downtown.
To what end? What does this guy care?
Ah, so you plan on arresting her?
Darn tootin' I am.
You have proof of her involvement?
Nothing direct, no.
Then I would advise against it. Your stolen car is already going to make you a laughingstock.
Someone understands what's going on.
To the fire?
Yeah, why'd I ever agree to this bunk?
Like, what did you agree? What's happening?
Good luck with your kid, Grant. You're gonna need it.
Means pornography would be an adventure game tool, something this game hasn't let you use all night. Yeah, so like listen, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to adventure games. Like, I'm fine with them like trying new mechanics and stuff, but at the end of the day, if the game isn't like letting me like solve puzzles with like a pocket full of weird nonsense, then like I'm gonna be like a little miffed, and like it definitely bothers me when a game like touts itself as an adventure game and is like super light on that stuff, which so far this game has been, but I will definitely grant you that that is a personal problem. Why even have an inventory if you can't use thing on thing? I mean, it happens like every blue moon or so. Take Officer Dubois over this guy. I mean, Officer Dubois, if you really think about it, from Disco Elysium, is really just like a heightened, like, not Japanese version of Kaname Date. Like, they're both like a similar breed of just like failing forward, hyper capable sociopath. Give us Scout. I mean, Scout is extremely capable and equally advanced technology to the time travel, I think.
Are you alright, Mr. Grant?
Honestly, I'm not sure. If I was sick, it would help explain it. Something, anything. But that's just it. I didn't do anything, and that's the problem.
The age-old debate of, does the artifact not do anything, or does it do nothing?
I do blame myself, you know. You spend your whole life believing you've got the bull by the horns, and then one day... all gone.
This guy should really stop drinking poison. Or maybe, like, put out that constantly smoking pipe.
You never really had anything in the first place.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
That's all right. I stopped trying to make sense of it myself.
Could you tell me about your daughter? Her name's Elizabeth, right?
What's to tell? I don't really know her. I knew a sweet little girl once, but that isn't who she is now. I've lost her. No, that's not true. She's a grown woman now, responsible for her own choices. That's what you do when your children grow up, isn't it? You let go, let them be themselves. So why can't I do that?
Maybe you should call it a night, Mr. Grant.
Then I can stop coming to this location.
So I can wake up and face another day of this?
It's a comedy.
No, I'm fine where I am.
It's a little bit of a gripe, but like just like say husband. Just say husband. They said they got married. Say husband. Say the word husband. Do me a favor. It's 1923. Say Liz's husband.
Can you tell me about this young man of Elizabeth's?
You mean Arthur? Curse his name. Seducing my daughter, turning her into this. No, that's not fair. She was like this long before she met him. But they bring out the worst in each other, that's for sure.
About Arthur.
I admit, I liked him at first. He can be charming when he wants to be. He reminded me of myself, you know.
That should have been a red flag.
I was a handsome man once, and charming, much like him. And like him, it opened opportunities I would not have found otherwise. But I knew I had to seize those opportunities, make something with them.
What about Yuma Cocohead? You mean number one, the ultimate detective and the smartest man in the world? He would also not fare well here. His power is to somehow apply logic to a complete lack of logic, or the inverse of that, or somehow a quantum state of doing both of those things. He can't solve an actual mystery, is the point. Smartest. No, that was like the title. I forget the exact verbiage, but that was like the in-game title. It was like, he's the smartest man in the world. He's in charge of the WDO. Spoiler alert. Neko was content forgetting that game existed. But Neko, there's DLC! Can you imagine? Can you imagine us going back and playing the DLC of that game?
That Arthur boy. He thinks the world just owes him.
About Arthur.
You can get by on good looks and charm only for so long.
No, just like tell me his last name so I can time Google him.
Perhaps like me, a broken man with a broken heart and only a glass of wine for company.
Thanks for the 100 bits. I don't know why you would commit those two. Let's do the DLC. That's a profound waste of money in all possible ways.
But what do I know?
Can I ask even more about Arthur and get no answer?
About Arthur.
I really don't want to talk about him anymore. I've told you all I know.
So you don't know his last name? All I'm saying is I'm skeptical that that's literally true.
Why did you have a police officer stationed outside?
A foolish notion. I knew Arthur was wanted for some petty crimes, so I paid the officer to stand outside while off duty. I hoped his presence would keep Arthur away.
You could have hired, like, not the worst police officer.
Did it work?
Yes. It made Elizabeth move out. So Arthur never came by again.
Careful what you wish for, or something?
Your daughter said that the paintings were a gift from Arthur.
Yes, she said as much. It's why she refused to let me take them down.
And yet, you still haven't.
She loved them. And they're nice enough. And one day she will want to collect them.
You still have no idea who Sycamore may be?
I have no idea, I'm afraid.
What do you mean by letting go?
You've met her, haven't you? It's obvious she's being led on a path to ruin.
Look, just because she is Temu Cleopatra and also was immediately willing to make a deal with the devil and also stole a police car for, I don't know, hashtag reasons, you think she's on a path to ruin? I feel like we're jumping to conclusions.
No, not led. She's racing along it, eyes wide open. Her mother could have talked some sense into her, but Olivia passed away several years ago.
What? Isn't that not accurate?
And me? Well, she won't listen to me. I'm just a toothless old lion. It will end badly for her. I know it. How do I just let that go? How does any father?
Perhaps you should go easy on the wine.
I'm in my own home. I'm not going anywhere. I'm harming nobody except myself.
That's the thing that upsets him most, which is weird.
I enjoy the company.
You shouldn't? Oh no, okay, I'm thinking of the... I keep confusing the wives because I'm a moron. I'd be a great time agent because I'm stupid as crap. Which is worse, Temu Cleopatra or Wish Cleopatra? I'm not as familiar with Wish. I think Temu, but I'm not as confident as the rest of chat is. But I think I agree with that sentiment. Can I take this painting? One of these days that'll work.
Blasted. Where did they get to?
They drove a car. They're not anywhere nearby. You're not just gonna find them looking, idiot. Oh, weird. He didn't take her name when they got married. Yeah, need a last name before that's useful. Thanks, gang. Where can I go?
Do you know where you're going?
No, not at all.
Any trace of Liz and Arthur?
They could be miles away by now.
Ziggy, center me on Liz.
I know. I see no need to return.
I love that we genuinely have no idea where on earth they are, and we're still convinced there's no reason to try this place.
I won't locate even if it does seem kind of fun. Nobody's work.
Alright, I get that it's not like literally Quantum Leap where they can like use a supercomputer to have the observer like hone in on someone, but like it feels like we should have more than zero idea where they are, right? Like again, in terms of just like having like a sense of like what to do to advance the story, like doesn't it feel like he could give me something? Like I don't even know if it's like necessarily a location, but just like give me something. Like it's just it's so strange to me how often in this game that like I just like a cutscene happens and then I'm just dumped off with like no idea of what to do next. Like it's a pet peeve of mine in adventure games because like that hasn't been the norm since like 1993. Like we all moved on from this collectively, didn't we?
Nobody's working here tonight.
Like Yahtzee specifically mentioned this excavator in his review of the game because he wanted to play with it too. See, the issue is that like, you know, a lot of like video game reviewers will like very intentionally, they'll like let you know that they're going to go into spoilers, but they'll like definitely go into spoilers. So like I haven't watched that review, but like I definitely believe that. It will be kind of insane to me if you can't use it by the end of this. Like I know Demolition was like teasing about the Chekhov's like excavator, but like for real, like don't put that crap in an adventure game if you're not gonna like lift something with a giant claw. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? There's just like no place to go and like no thing to do, and like I didn't get a last name for Arthur, so I can't like do anything there. Like what? Like
No, so.
Yep.
Can I speak to Imani?
Sure.
Any thought you're the bird?
Talk chat. No, sir.
Yeah, Fia.
Aiding and abetting. I wonder where it ended up.
Officer Mitchell's police record is public information. If you really want to know, I checked the archive.
So now he is not like
Right,
an exemplary officer or whatever? So I was right that we would ruin his life. It's just like way less interesting than I thought it would be. That's refreshing. Disciplinary record. 1 count of negligence. Patrol car accident. Officer's patrol car collided with a fire hydrant at 63rd and Lexington. No one was injured at the scene. Officer judged to be at fault. See, at least the game, like, properly indicated the arcane nonsense it wanted me to go through to find that information. As opposed to last time where they're like, you made a profound discovery that, like, the middle-class man in the 1920s was married! Okay.
Heading to the accident site. How long till the crash?
Not long. Just be careful they don't hit you.
What should I be looking out for?
Car going really fast. You're really good at your job, I promise. Putting you in for a promotion. Never mind, found it.
I think I'll find it. Well, this is typical, isn't it?
Oh, I actually have control of the game.
The doors are warped beyond repair. These won't open without a crowbar.
Luckily, I have a super advanced
The
multi-tool.
doors are warped. They don't even seem to notice me.
Luckily, I have a super advanced multi-tool with a blade
I
on
have
it.
no reason to give her that.
You are constantly misreading my cues, lady. You're a terrible adventure game protagonist. I don't know what this trend is recently. Like, as a society, did we just forget that good adventure game protagonists are sociopaths? Or, like, what? Like, why are all the protagonists in adventure games such terrible adventure game protagonists? Like, what's up with that?
The water is freezing and filthy.
Hey, you know what, though?
Fortunately, this outfit is self-cleaning.
Your jacket is now dry. I can fill my stupid pitcher with gross hydrant
One
water.
pitcher of freezing, filthy water coming up.
Now, I have no earthly idea why I want that, but I have it now. I guess I could just, like...
Hey!
Why is everything so hard? Like, why is it that, like, stuff that could be, like, a conversation is, like a Rube Goldberg? And I know that's rich coming from me, because, like, that's kind of what an adventure game is, but I feel like a good adventure game picks its moments to be obtuse and, like, sets up for, like, doing nonsense by, like, having, like, a regular background.
What's the big idea?
That stuff was cold. I thought you demons only dealt in, hot stuff.
Hey, Arthur, what's your last name?
Speaking of hot stuff.
Oh, I swear to God.
Oh, you naughty girl.
I swan to John.
We had a deal.
Huh?
The painting, remember?
Oh, that thing.
Nah. Who wants to talk about that? The night of all nights.
We have to... The next puzzle has to be use gun or multi-tool, right?
We're celebrating.
Your wedding, I know.
Not just that. Liz just spilled the beans.
Is she insane? I was eating those beans.
Well, I was waiting for just the right moment.
I'm gonna be a dad.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Your what?
Yep, got a bun in the oven.
When were ovens invented? No, it's... It's funny to me that this one isn't a question.
You two are going to be parents.
To what, though?
Yep. Audie was so surprised.
This is Temu, Bonnie, and Clyde.
Darn right I was. Made me crash the
Yeah?
car.
Starting to feel that way, huh?
What's one cop car? There's a million of them, but there's only one of you, and you're mine.
To us.
To the three of us.
Maybe you should take it easy on the drink.
Huh?
It's 1923. We don't understand what that means. Smoking is good for your health.
Oh, applesauce. I'm out of whiskey. How can I celebrate becoming a wife and mom without whiskey?
I'm putting you under citizen's arrest and blowing up your husband.
Don't worry. I know just the place where we can get more.
Oh, you mean...
Any bar. Well, I don't know. When did Prohibition start? I'm not actually good at history.
Yeah. Let's angle.
Wait! Get back here! Your demon commands you!
Hey, any guess on what's about to happen? I'm pretty sure you know. If you search your feelings, you know what's about to happen.
Blasted.
Really? The cop didn't immediately show up the second they left? I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned. Use knife on self. Put game out of misery. Okay, can I open it now?
Repair. These won't open without a crowbar.
Okay, it seems really disingenuous to be like, wow, it'd be nice to have an appropriate tool to open this, and then, like, I use my, like, futuristic multi-tool, and it's like, no, not like that!
The doors are warped beyond repair. These won't open without a crowbar. Perhaps there's a timeline.
By the way, do you also enjoy the fact that, by splashing a pitcher of filthy hydrant water on that couple, I dissolved the pitcher itself? It's gone now?
Stop right there.
Oh, I had to try and leave and then the thing happened. Hey, I would love to point out that this could be a cutscene.
Cahoots. Don't move a muscle.
Side note, cars should be caked with their blood. Also, they should just be, like, super crazy dead. Like, these cars were not safe. Like, these are 1923 cars, super duper unsafe. And they were drunk driving, and she's not smart to begin with. No, he was driving, right? Either way, they're both idiots. Use gun, great idea.
Right,
Pew!
I've had just about enough.
What the?
Oh, sick!
Fia, what the hell?
He was going to shoot me.
I mean, no, but I'll take it.
Call it a hunch.
A hunch.
Sure.
I won't ask how you know that.
So that's a time loop right there, and I'm supposed to die and then shoot him. But I'm so fed up, and chat knows how I operate in these situations, and I just did it, and the game let me do it. Okay.
Probably for the best. Arthur and Liz are long gone by now.
Just a hunch.
Any
There's a
ideas
trophy
where
for
they
that.
went?
Nothing's coming up on my end. Take a look around that area. Maybe they left something behind.
I mean, no. Can I, like,
He
rummage through his
won't-
pockets? Oh, now I can check the car. The thing I was trying to do the whole time. Oh, the purse smells strongly
Nothing
of whiskey.
inside but some empty bottles and a matchbook.
I'm sorry, her 1923 purse is large enough to hold several bottles? That seems anachronistic. The Contis Cafe, 63 Horatio Street. You shouldn't talk about Horatio in mixed company. Or am I thinking of something else? Maybe pill bottles? Maybe, even then. I mean, it's strongly implied it's whiskey, if we're being honest, but maybe. I'm really pretty sure that I'm supposed to die. I don't know. Either the game gave me, like, too much credit or, like, not enough credit. But, like, I think I was supposed to, like, go through a whole thing and he was gonna threaten me and I would shoot him. But, like, the game didn't expect me to just want to solve the problems with all these characters by, like, basically killing them with gun. Alright, I guess I'll just go. Can't save on this screen, right? Let's go to Contis.
Yeah?
Can I come in?
Get lost. Don't come back, please.
Hello?
Don't come back, please. It feels like the wrong
I suppose I
tone.
need some kind of password.
Is the password money?
I should only replicate currency as needed. The protocols are very clear about that.
Looks like there's 4 paths. Shoot first, die then shoot, talk down, and talk down without failing once. I don't feel bad about that choice. Normally, I'm like really big into like trying to defuse the situation. That guy was pissing me off. The chapter's kind of pissing me off. I feel like that was the right choice. Loudly do I believe.
The multi-tool can transfer.
I love that it's like a lockpick, but like it's only a lockpick when the government approves it or something. Did I kill him or stun him? I think when you kill them, they're like fully vaporized, so I definitely stunned him, which the last chapter did establish as a thing we can do, but like weirdly late. I mean, coming here doesn't seem to have done much good, to be entirely honest with you.
Come in.
Are you familiar with the Contis Cafe?
Yes, I know it. Elizabeth met that Cameron boy there. That's when everything went wrong.
Could have said Cameron like an extremely long time ago when I asked you like 6 times to tell me like anything you knew about the guy, and I mainly just wanted to know his last name. You could have told me that. Also, that's the last name of our client, yeah? This is pretty messed up.
Cameron? Did he say Cameron?
Yes. Is that significant?
That's my name, remember? Imani Cameron.
We are the absolute worst at our fictional job that was made up just for us. Come on. This makes me think of Noah Antweiler. He used to be like a video game reviewer and like content creator in like the early days of the internet. Went by the Spoony one. He did this full series retrospective on the Ultima video games, and the reason he did it is because he just absolutely hated the last one, and he wanted to like explain why it was such a betrayal of the fan base. So he like talks about all the games he loves so much, and he gets to the last one, and it's just it's like unbelievably disrespectful to anyone who's ever cared about any of the previous games. But like one of the things that he like really harps on is like there's a point where like there's a point in one of the like lead up games where like the consistent character through them is the Avatar. He's like a guy who exemplifies like all of the best qualities a hero can have, and like basically no matter which game you're playing as, you're like some returning incarnation of them because there's like timey-wiminess between like our world and theirs, so he comes and goes. But like one of the adventures, like things get really dire, and like his closest ally, like a paladin whose name I don't remember, has to like sacrifice himself in this like really gruesome way in order to like, you know, save the day. And then like in the final game, like you start this quest line, and like they mention like the Order of Paladins, and like the avatar, the player character's like, what's a paladin? And then he just goes on this like 15-minute tirade about how insane it is to even suggest that this character doesn't know what a paladin is. And it's like, I would never do it justice. There's something like so perfect about just the raw ire, like the sheer like intense frustration of how stupid it is to, and it's just it exemplifies how terrible the writing in the game is. There's a bunch of other stuff. Like one of my favorites is like at the start of the game, I think like the class selection in that game takes the form of like a fortune teller before you're like sent to the other world. And the fortune teller like opens the conversation by saying like, your knowledge of the land shall be great. And it's like a magical world you've like been to before in multiple previous adventures. And like you are constantly asking people super basic crap. Like stuff that like, you know, you might have like a Cypher ally character be like, I don't know anything. And then like someone could explain it to them, but like your buffoon character just like asks all these people even though he's supposed to like be the friggin' avatar. And like that's what this makes me think of. It's like, is it significant the last name Cameron? I'm like, listen, I'm so tuned out because of how annoyed I am with this puzzle solving structure. And even I'm like, dude, that's the client. I get it. I understand what's going on. And like her, a professional time traveler, is like, I can't remember the word wife. And also, who are you and why am I here? What game is this? I think it's Ultima 10 is the last one. I think I can find a link for it. He like took down his website, but I think someone like mirrored everything on YouTube. Your knowledge of the land shall be great. Like I've rewatched like especially like that last Ultima video, like at least, I mean, I think that was like broken into parts, but like I've watched like the Ultima retrospective series like multiple times, but the last one is so priceless. There's like an amazing callback joke about the paladin thing. That's like one of the best moments in the whole series. Anyway, yeah, the client's last name is Cameron, and we're the dumbest person on earth. And like, yeah, it's genuinely seeming like I'd rather have Date here. I think I'd rather have Date here without Iba, which I think is an even like further distinction of incompetence.
So, it's true. Arthur and Liz are my great-grandparents.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
God, my DNA must be half whiskey and gin.
It does, however, explain why I kind of don't like her, though, huh?
Do you remember the password to enter the Contest Cafe?
Maybe. It's hard to think clearly.
Let's travel back in time and replace his drink.
Don't get smart. I've got a lot on my mind. I don't like thinking of that place. I already explained why.
Quick, shoot him.
I think your daughter will be fine.
You don't believe that. You can't believe that.
I'm pretty bad at my job, sir.
How can you be so certain?
I'm pretty bad at my job, sir. I can envision their future. What like an insane and insulting thing to say when this guy is like, that man's up to no good and he's corrupted my daughter. We're like, nah, they'll be a couple. They'll be some sort of polycule unit.
I can envision their future. They're going to be fine.
Oh, really? What exactly do you envision?
Well, it's not safety or success, so that leaves me with only one option.
They are going to be happy all of their lives.
Nobody can be happy all the time. What happens then? Can you honestly tell me that they are going to be happy all their lives?
Let me do a Google search. I haven't been able to check since you finally told me the idiot's last name.
Yes?
I didn't think so. This is why I worry myself to sleep every night.
By worry, he means drink and get wine breath, which is terrible. What are these stupid idiot options?
They are going to have a successful life. I'm sure of it.
That's a stupid thing to say. We all know that's wrong.
You don't believe that. You can't believe that.
I do. I'm sure of it.
I can hear it in your voice. You're a terrible liar.
I know.
I don't care if they're successful. I just want to know my Elizabeth will be okay. That not knowing, it keeps me up every night.
They are going to have a family. A child will stabilize them, for sure.
That's not how any of this works.
They're having a child.
Yes. Isn't that good news?
Why would... You didn't think that was good news when you heard it. Why would you think that her dad would think that's good news?
Can you honestly tell me that it is?
Maybe?
That poor child. This just adds to my worries. What a mess.
They're going to be safe. Their whole lives, they'll be safe.
This is just like a dumb thing to say. Like, all other context aside, what like a bizarre way to describe someone's life.
You can't believe that for sure. Nobody is safe their whole lives.
Things have worked out for them so far. They are the luckiest people I ever met.
You can't tell me honestly that their luck will last forever.
If I'm honest,
I thought not. This is what keeps me up at night.
they'll have a life of ups and downs, just like anybody else.
These dialogue options are, unsurprisingly, annoying. They just feel arbitrary. It's not like we have to like do something to unlock the new ones, just kind of like adding ones at random. I'm just trying to exhaust the tree. Like, I don't know if any of this helps, but like I don't know what else to do, so I'm just gonna keep saying words.
Like anybody else? You have met them, haven't you? Can you honestly tell me that they can handle life's downswings like anybody else?
Well...
No, neither can I. This is why I worry.
Never mind.
I understand.
About the Contis Cafe password.
I told you, I've got to...
I'd bet...
No need.
Alright, I'm gonna Google your son-in-law. Unfortunately, it's not as painful as it sounds. Show me a photo. They old. 1973, okay. Obituary. Arthur Cameron, 1900 to 1979. Arthur Edward Cameron, a longtime resident of New York, died peacefully on July 20th at the age of 79. Art cherished his family and many friends, and he always greeted strangers with warmth and kind words. Cameron worked over 50 years in the urban development industry, retiring in 1971 from Sycamore real estate to dedicate the rest of his life to philanthropy. He was an active member of the Children's Aid Society and relished family time with his wife, children, and grandchildren as he traveled the world. Art is survived by his wife, Elizabeth, and sons Jack and Sam, 6 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Elizabeth Cameron Powell. Same photo. Elizabeth Cameron, February 21st, 1903 to November 12th, 1980. Elizabeth Grant Cameron, 77, died peacefully in her sleep on November 12th. Mrs. Cameron worked for 36 years as a teacher and educator of middle school children, God help us all, before retiring in 1962. In 1923, she married Arthur Cameron, and they were together until Arthur's death in 1979. Elizabeth loved good food, philanthropy, and socializing. She was well known for having a willing ear, a keen mind, and a wide-open heart. She is survived by her sons Jack and Sam, 6 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren. That was surprisingly unhelpful, and yet...
I really do think your daughter will be fine.
You don't believe that. How can you be so certain?
I can envision their future.
Oh,
Describe the archive photo.
I can picture them, 40, 50 years from now, retired, happy, dancing, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, surrounded by the love that brought them together.
Okay, but like without the context that we're like a time traveler and that we have time Google, like we're just saying words. Like this there's no reason to think that this would change his perspective at all. Like he could think of good things that could happen, but like this is just meaningless.
You sound so certain.
Great-grandchildren at 71. That's I hadn't really stopped to think about that, but that's true. So like everyone, like they have a child at, okay, hold on, he's, yeah, like he was born in like 1900, so like so at age like 24 or like 21 for her, they have their first kid, and then I don't know, we just repeat that cycle ad nauseum.
I know that. Sometimes you just know things.
You mean like having faith?
No, like time Google?
Something like that.
Stupid bug. Some gnat or something in here.
So I should have faith in my daughter. Faith in her choices.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the wrong thing to do.
Faith that she'll find her way in the end.
Nah, don't do that.
Yes, it will happen. I believe it's meant to happen.
God, listening to you, it sounds like it could be true.
You said it yourself. I'm a terrible liar.
That's not like how lying works.
You're right about that. They are so very much in love, aren't they?
That's one word for it.
That's how you build a future.
Why are we backpedaling?
That's how you build a family. I was penniless when I met Olivia, you know. Yet she chose to believe in me. So I will choose to believe in Elizabeth.
Okay, but like, what does this do?
I'm glad.
Thank you. I know you barely know me, but you have given me a bit of hope.
You saved me from getting arrested. Consider us even.
Fair enough.
Do you remember the password to enter the Contest Cafe?
Oh, yes, I remember the password.
Come on with this. I understand the concept here, but can we be real? Like, what? Come on with this. This regrettably feels really remnant. Like, you know what a big part of the problem here is? The whole time Google, it's just the Blackwell phone book. Like, in lieu of, like, doing, like, fun, interesting, like, adventure game puzzles where you use items in, like, unexpected ways and get, like, wacky results, you just, like, do a bunch of, like, time Googling, and then, like, you just, like, say things to people that, like, are going to happen, but they have no reason to believe it's true, and for some reason it changes their disposition. Like,
Funny the things you recall when a weight is lifted from your mind. I believe the phrase was Blue Maddie sent me. Yes, that was it.
Blue Maddie.
Blue Maddie sent me. Don't ask me what it means.
Blue Maddie does not approve.
I'd better be off, Mr. Grant.
No need for that.
I bet we're gonna get there and she'll be like, Marielle, my cluster mate, sent me, and then she'll just like trip and fall on her face, having rolled a natural one for like a standing check.
Yeah?
Blue Maddie sent me.
You sure?
Blue Maddie sent me.
Yeah, you may want to rethink saying that.
Can I enter or not?
Sure, just, well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Is the Chamber of Spinning Knives on the other side of this door?
Never imagined that someone like you
I understand.
could be a part of this design.
Is this Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
And it's really
Because says you can't remember wife or Muriel. There's no way Fia is going to remember any part of that password. I mean, if we were playing by like logic rules, for sure I agree with you.
until the end of time.
Can I just like...
It's tempting, believe me.
It would stop our client from existing, which is a little bit hilarious.
And we reach heights that no one has before. You'll always
Hey Arthur, what up?
Don't you have concerts in hell?
How to respond to a question like that?
Talk during a performance. It's rude.
Shh.
Until the end of time.
Tell me what I want to know and I'll leave.
Sure. I'll tell you all about my ma's painting, soon as Lizzie's finished.
His ma, huh?
That's what fate had decreed.
This bit's getting old. I agree. Like, this wasn't a particularly well executed, like, bit in the first place, but, like, the fact that, like, every time we meet them, they're like, we're still not gonna help you, and we're slightly more annoying than before, is like, okay, but, like, you understand that's not, like, fun, right?
Did you say your mother created those paintings?
Also, like, if she was gonna be disrupted by this, especially, like, her husband, like, talking during the performance, like, there is nothing on this earth to distract her from noticing it. It is us and a passed out guy and Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. We're not, like, hiding.
I also said we'll talk when my Lizzie's finished. So shush your mouth.
Shush your mouth. Why don't you shush your mouth?
I'm rude. You're the one who keeps ditching me.
Hey, not everything is about you. This is our wedding night. It's gotta be perfect.
Don't, like, stop drinking.
Ruin it.
When will she be finished?
Dunno. Can you put a deadline on perfection?
Pulls out gun. Yes.
Just listen to that voice. It's like being touched by heaven itself. No thanks.
Officer Santina is looking for you.
That guy's a total pushover.
Pushover? He nearly shot me.
It's implied, maybe. I don't know.
With what? Liz and me took all the weapons from his car.
You what?
That's not new information. She's holding a Thomas gun.
So nice of that flatty to give us a wedding present.
You stole weapons from a police car.
Where do you think we got these fancy heaters from? Gimbals? Figured a demon like yourself would approve.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like? Listening to the voice of an angel. Can't you just bathe in it?
Leave him.
Hello.
Shh! Keep it down, lady! You want to get shot?
Guys, we may be setting a new standard for, like, worse. Like, I don't know. Can we call ourselves a detective? But, like, come on. Shot? Like, we literally just talked to him about having weapons. She's openly holding a Tommy gun. Like, what do you mean shot, question mark?
Shot?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I don't know about you, but I want to survive the night.
I mean, the way this is going, it's like 50-50.
That screwball on stage keeps shooting up the place.
I haven't seen that once, and I don't see so much as a Sebastian the Crab bullet holes around here.
She's lucky she didn't kill anyone.
Liquor says, no, it makes sense. Fia's never seen a gun before. I mean, apart from when she went to the past before. But we know she has a worse memory than a fish. True. I would be a little surprised if her first response upon seeing the gun wasn't something along the lines of, like, is this a wife?
Any chance of drink?
No, I just want to live.
Does she often perform here?
She's a regular, sure, but she never got on stage before. Tonight, well, let's just say she insisted.
How long has she been up there?
Is that Thomas, your cluster mate?
They burst in about 2 hours ago.
That's very good, Nego.
Didn't even bother getting the stage lights up.
And she's been singing ever since.
Yes, the same song, over and over.
Any way to get her to stop?
No, she's up there until that mic gives out, or she does.
Hey, you know what'd be really good to have right now is a pitcher full of water. This was 2 hours. I'll be honest, I was a little distracted. Did we genuinely imply it's been 2 hours since the car crash? Because that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess if we walked like 40 minutes over to her dad's house and then like 40 minutes back.
Do you know the man she's with, Arthur?
Yeah,
Sure,
thanks for the hint, my
I know
guy.
him. He comes here a lot. Never saw him like this. What the heck got into him?
He's becoming a father.
Well, I guess that'll make any man go nuts for a bit.
What did you mean? She didn't want the stage lights up.
Normally, I'd dim the house lights and turn on a spotlight, see? But she just rushed up there so fast.
How do you control the lights?
The controls are right here behind the bar, but I don't dare touch them. I don't dare move.
Could you dim the house lights for me?
We're so bad at our job. I don't dare touch the controls. She'll murder me. Could you, like, touch the controls? Read the room, lady, dang.
No offense to nothing, lady, but you're not in charge here. Them folks with the guns, they're the ones calling the shots.
No, they're firing the shots. That's how gun works. It shoots bullets really, really fast.
I'll leave you alone.
Thank you. Just find a spot and stay still until this is all over.
Hey! Nobody touches nothing!
If I just, like, pay her money.
Never imagined that.
What if I, like, pay for a
Should only
drink?
replicate currency.
What if I, like, talk to this
Even
drunk
if I
guy?
could speak to him, I doubt he'd be in any state to tell me anything.
Here we are, and it's
As tantalizing as a drink that was possibly brewed in a bathtub may be, I'll hold out for a mix special.
Even with the spicy supreme? Do that 20 more times. Probably an achievement for that, right?
Hey! Nobody touches nothing! We beat the odds and we
So there's no hitbox for the light itself.
and we reach heights that no one has.
Probably something about getting, like, Arthur to engage with her for a second or something.
Maybe you should turn down the lights.
Huh?
The lights. With the house lights off and the spotlight on, you can see Liz much better.
You know, you're right. Hey, Barty, get that spotlight on, will ya? Make her sparkle.
Right away.
So now she can't see me unplug the thing? Is that what we're going for?
That's what fate had decreed.
It's screwed solidly in place.
My future was to sit on a solid
I don't feel like that's true. It's 1923. They don't, like, screw those things in place now. I really doubt that they spent the extra, like, resources doing that in
The
1923.
screwdriver attachment should do the trick.
They just wanted to pretend that the game was an adventure game for, like, a hot second.
that life is short. So go out and up. Hey! Oh, applesauce. The microphone's dead.
Now I'll shoot it!
Hey, Barty, what's the big idea?
Nothing. It wasn't me, I swear.
Oh, leave it. My throat's dry anyway. Got any more whiskey?
Got a bottle right here.
Ooh, you always know just what to get me.
Keep smiling at me like that and you'll get a lot more.
Hello.
So help me God, if you don't answer my question, I will vaporize you and all of your descendants. I don't care if I lose my job, I'm terrible at it.
Oh, it's you. You want an autograph? Could be worth something one day.
I want what you promised me.
Promise? Did we promise something?
Gun charging sound effect.
I don't remember you ever saying the word promise, Artie.
Neither did you. If you did, I'd remember. How could I forget anything spoken by those beautiful lips of yours?
See, if we were a true adventure game protagonist, I think that we'd be enough of a sociopath that at this point in the evening we'd, like, break his arm in front of her or something and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Did we want to change the terms of the deal?
Oh, you. Stop.
Never.
So, about your mother.
You leave my ma alone.
Anything at all will be helpful. Just her name, even.
Ugh. Who wants to think about their mother on their wedding night?
I only have room for one woman in my thoughts tonight, and you're it.
No, I don't want an autograph. I want you to bloody listen to me.
Bloody? What's this about being bloody?
You lay a finger on us, you'll be the one who's bloody.
I would like to force the issue.
Right, that's it. I've had just about enough of the both of you.
Real talk. We've definitely endured enough of this that, like, forcing the issue, I think, is a genuinely appropriate way to move the story forward. Not just me teasing that I should solve all my problems by shooting them because they're making me mad, but, like, what was the point of any of that dialogue in this scene? What did it contribute? This could have been a cutscene. This could have just been like, she gets off stage, we choose one of those dialogue options, maybe get a light chuckle out of it, and then we're just mad, because why would we not be? This is very stupid.
You've been messing me about all night. I have a job to do, and I'm fed up.
Hey, steady now.
Yeah, what's your beef?
My beef? Here's my beef.
Uh-oh. She's gonna show him her beef. This could have been a cutscene as a lot of this game. No, like, seriously. Like, this is... I think this is a big sticking point for me. And honestly, it's not extremely dissimilar from Rosewater, which, you know, I, like, kind of grew to dislike over time. But, like, don't call yourself an adventure game if, like, most of what this story could be... So, like, by contrast, you know, Heavy Rain. You know I love Heavy Rain. It's a really stupid game, but it's really well executed for what it is. It just wants to tell the story, and it wants to tell it in a certain forward progression, and you always fail forward. You, like, press no buttons in the grocery store chase scene, someone throws a chicken in your face, and you watch Norman Jaden just, like, flail around with a chicken flying around his head, right? So, like, I'm not opposed to a game that's just cutscene. Like, that's all Heavy Rain is. You put some input in there, it slightly changes the way things play out. I think it's a great game. But, like, if you tell me that you've made an adventure game, and then what your game is like, Google and cutscenes, it's not an adventure game. And it makes it genuinely difficult for me to evaluate the game on its own merits when you tell me it's one thing and it's something completely different. Like, do I take it a bit more personally and, like, have a more negative impression of the game if, like, I'm expecting it to be something that I have historically liked, and then it's just, like, bungled Heavy Rain? Like, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't really expect any of these to get true to them.
You are going to be parents.
Yeah, going to being the operative word.
Oh, I know her game. You think you're better than us, don't you?
I can't imagine thinking that. I'm very bad at my job.
Of course not. It's just, your future has so much potential. You don't even see it. To have what you have, what you're going to have. Most can only dream of that. Of having the life you'll build together.
You think I don't know how lucky I am? I count my lucky stars every day.
You don't understand. The future is fragile. Things can change instantly.
Let me prove the point by using gun.
You won't ever even know it.
Lady, you've been drinking too much bathtub gin.
Ugh, you are impossible.
Hey, Artie?
What?
Maybe she has a point. I think we could stand to make some, you know, actual plans.
You mean right now?
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. I guess we do need to think a bit about tomorrow for once, rather than just today. You want to take a walk, Mrs. Cameron? It's a lovely night to talk about the future.
I would be delighted to.
After you, Mrs. Cameron.
Aren't we forgetting something?
Huh?
Your mama's paintings, Artie.
Oh, those. My ma lives over on 43 Thompson.
So your mother is really Sycamore?
That's what she signs her pictures with. Don't ask me why. My ma's always done what she wants.
I'm so mad if we get there and his ma is actually
thank God they're finally gone.
Sardan or whatever from the last case. She just goes back in time and is like all the important people.
You get out of here too. I gotta get home.
What about that guy at the bar?
My wife is gonna kill me.
You don't get paid enough for this job? That's, like, extremely true, if for no other reason than the fact that we, like, basically aren't legally allowed to have a life. So, like, what would we even do with the money if they were paying us enough? Like, our apartment, like, doesn't have a single plush in it. Like, what are we doing with our lives? That's a nice little background music, huh? At some point we just think, like, an extremely small amount, but I'm not sure if I could be bothered to fix that. Let's quit. This game doesn't spike when you do that. No, that's a Rosewater special. Here's the thing. Okay. Real talk. I feel like no joking, no hyperbole. I think that if this game was a cutscene, i.e., if we took this and made it like a short series or a movie, I think it would be really good. I don't think it's a particularly good adventure game. And I think the genuine, honest to goodness main distinction is that like there is simply not enough attention paid to like motivating the player to connect the dots in the way that they want the story to go. Like, again, like they just don't give you a sense of like what your next goal is, or in many cases, like how to accomplish it without just like basically reading a walkthrough. Which like, to make a good adventure game, like it should be relatively self-sufficient. Like I think a genuinely good adventure game most of the time, like it might have a couple weird spots in it by nature of the genre. But like I think that like if an adventure game is done well, then you will spend most of the game like knowing what your goal is and having like at least a vague idea of what to do. It shouldn't basically be that like every time you make a minor accomplishment, you get a cutscene, you get a character who like says something that like actually makes you annoyed, and then like you're immediately dumped back into the game with no sense of the next thing to do or what resources you have to do it. So like the story itself, I think is not, it's not bad. Here, okay, the issue is sort of two levels. I think that even if you made this a movie, I do think that Fia would be kind of a miserable protagonist. She's not a good adventure game protagonist, but she's like so bad at her job and it's not a plot point that like I don't know how to reconcile that and have like the story seem serious at all. But like I honestly think that like a lot of the point of making her silly is like adventure game stuff to try and justify like telling her stuff like what a paladin is, if you catch my drift. Like, so like I think if we made it into a movie, like we could just dial that back and then we'd have like a real movie. But like I think like as a like even setting aside like adventure game, like just like as a game, it's not really like super hitting the spot. Like I'm still at this point inclined to like play it out. Like everyone keeps saying such like amazing things about the story, and I genuinely think that I believe that that's true. That like in the end, like the journey will have been worth it. Like there are many games that I play where I'm just like I am masochistically committed to finishing what I start. But like at this moment in time, despite the frustration, like I think the story overall will be good. Like the overarching story of the game so far has been strong. It fails like in a lot of other ways, in my opinion, but like the story has been pretty good. The characters really hit or miss. Unfortunately, the protagonist not a huge hit for me anyway. But like the gameplay, like it's just like all of the focus seems to be on the story. And that's not the end of the world, but like it does make for like a kind of consistently frustrating game experience because it's not thought of as a game first. And like it's honestly like a somewhat similar experience to what I had with Rosewater, except like Rosewater's story ultimately was kind of stupid too. And I do want to say this about Rosewater. I haven't really taken a chance to go back and like address this on stream, but like, so I think that like an issue that I personally have with Rosewater is that the game doesn't really do a good job of conveying the type of game it is. It's similar to what I've been talking about here, where like this isn't really an adventure game. It's like, I don't know, it's like an interactive movie wearing an adventure game's like gruesome death mask as a disguise. But like with Rosewater, early on, it kind of hints that it's like a few different like systems related like clever advancements on what an adventure game is. And ultimately it isn't any of those things. It's like budget, like Mass Effect in the steampunk West. Like, it really, like, I think ultimately the relationships with the characters in that game are supposed to matter a ton. And I think a legitimate issue that I had with that game is that, like, there were some things early on where, and I'll cite a really specific example because, like, I reflected on this when the game dev came and, like, talked to us in chat when I was playing Blueprints. But, like, it turns out that, like, I got basically, like, the bad character relationship storyline with every character except one, the one I was most deliberately trying to win over. And a significant part of that was, like, not understanding what the game was trying to do. So, like, Gentleman Jake, the like, Wild West performer guy who's, like, kind of a con man or whatever, like, I had, like, an excursion with him where, like, some dude, like, wanders out of, like, some tall grass like a wild Pokemon and is like, hey, I drank this, like, fetid pool water and I became super strong. And he does, like, a weird, like, con man trick and he's like, wouldn't it be great if you also were super strong? Just, like, drink this piss water. And then, like, you can, like, tell him to do it or not do it. And, like, it was, like, I felt like that was early on enough in the game. And, like, the game had already presented a number of situations where, like, every person could not be trusted. I was like, this seems like such an obvious trap. There must be something more interesting going on. And it turns out false because, like, for whatever reason, this game is all about just don't trust anyone under any circumstance. Everyone is always conning all the time. And so, like, I just let him, like, do his own fool thing. He doubles over. And then there's this ludicrous scene where the guy, like, saunters over to, like, Gentleman Jake's, like, doubled over body, pulls a gun out of his coat pocket without him or me resisting it, and then he, like, steals all my money. And then after that happens, the, like, physician character is sort of like, well, he should be fine in the morning, but I could, like, use some of my medical supplies to make him feel better now. And my fool self, like, giving the game a lot of credit, is that, like, oh, we're just starting on this long expedition through the wilderness. I could use this, like, frivolously now to make him happy, or I could save it until something goes wrong and I'm really gonna need those supplies. And so, like, I thought, like, I was being really clever. I'm like, no, like, if he's gonna be fine, like, we'll save those supplies for when someone's, like, injured. And it turns out, like, that's just the wrong thought process. Because the game isn't about managing resources. The game is about managing relationships. And so, like, I pissed this guy off because I didn't give him an aspirin, and then he hated me forever. And, like, it cut off the possibility of me getting, like, a kind of good ending. But, like, the game just doesn't do anything to signal to me that that's what's going on in the game. Like, it's relatively early in the game that it happens, and that's a major decision. And the game doesn't do anything to be like, this game is all about relationships. Like, the people in your, like, ad hoc posse and the relationships you have with them will, like, significantly impact the story. It's just kind of like, we're going on an adventure. Hot damn. Yeehaw. And so, like, this, like, in hindsight, I both feel like it's kind of my fault for making a series of decisions that were all along those lines, but at the same time, I don't think the game communicates that that should be my focus. And the fact that that, like, really significantly impacted the experience I had with the game, like, I genuinely think there's, like, some flaw in the implementation of the game. And like, I feel like something similar is going on here, where it's like, the game keeps telling me it's an adventure game. It's advertising as an adventure game everywhere. It's from a company that has made at least one of my, like, top picks for adventure games of all time. It's genuinely a little shocking to me that, like, more of the games from Wajidai haven't taken more of a cue from Unavowed, being such a strong game that people point to as, like, a signpost in, like, modern adventure gaming. But, like, somehow this really feels more like Blackwell meets Rosewater, which, like, is not like a super group mashup, to be honest with you. Cormac needed to be a side character. I feel like Cormac should have been the adventure game protagonist in Rosewater, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, that's something like I've wanted to address. Of like, I feel like I have, upon reflection, sort of taken some blame for that experience being as rough as it was. But I genuinely think that, like, at best, it's like a 50-50, right? Because, like, it's not like the game was like, you know, I don't feel like it did anything early on to sort of like indicate that like relationships with people would even necessarily change. Like you learn all about that stuff like at the end of the game. So like I guess maybe it's implemented that way to sort of like trick you into like replaying the game or something, but like it's at the expense of like not having a necessarily particularly good experience with your first playthrough, which like undermines your interest in doing it again. Like it's a weird take in my opinion. And Neko agrees. Wouldn't have guessed relationships were important when I watched. I like consequences for upsetting people, but I didn't like the good bad character part. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like, I thought it was really fun that there were consequences, but like the game is like weirdly black and white about it in a way that like I think ultimately I sabotaged myself by trying to revel in like making bad decisions and enjoying that there were consequences. And instead, like Phil was like never gonna be my friend. And after I like tanked that situation with Jake, he was never gonna be my friend. And then that's like basically fully half the cast that like kind of hates my guts, and like that really affects the way the game plays out, and that's like weird. And like, and to me personally, I think another big part of it is like it's not just the fact that the game doesn't necessarily communicate that, but also the fact that like a number of those decisions are made what I consider pretty early in the game. Like you get like relationship defining cutscenes with Gentleman Jake and Danny like very early on. The others take a little more time, but like it just seems silly. Like if that's gonna be like super important, like why lock that in so early when like you haven't even like learned what the game mechanics are? But yeah, I'm still inclined to play this through, but I can't deny the fact that the gameplay is frustrating me. I did enjoy that I did just get to shoot that guy without asking any questions. But like I think that's just a facet of how annoying the actual problem solving is in the game. Like, yeah, it's fun to joke about that, but like for real, I would typically prefer to do the puzzle. But like I did not feel like I wanted to do the puzzle because the chapter has not been super hilarious. Anyway, let's wrap this up. You know what's going on. Somewhere in this room behind me are some number of secret Squirtles. If you can see a Squirtle, it's not a secret. That's not really a problem. I don't have the big guy out here today. Yeah, go ahead and find something. I've shifted something. Oh, I see what happened. Something fell down when I got mad before. So you can kind of see that you can see that there's like this one's not a Squirtle. Don't worry about that. I didn't notice that happen. School Elysium was really good with character consequences. Wasn't so black and white, and you didn't screw over your relationships completely for making bad choices. I think that's a key point too, as like basic as that sounds, is like in Rosewater, I mean, I think there is some more subtlety to it, but in that game, I think largely like if you made one major bad decision, it was like virtually impossible to recover from that. And like you didn't always even necessarily know you were making that choice. Like with Gentleman Jake, I wouldn't even begin to guess that was what was going on without hindsight. Secret Squirtle behind Eeyore, a couple Cinnamoroll guesses. I'm glad you could tell it's Cinnamoroll even when she's like cheekily hiding her Santa outfit behind Big Brown Bear. Cotillion sent me a really funny photo from some store, I think it's in New York. That had like a floor to ceiling like store height full size brown bear. So I when I saw that I wanted to put out big round brown bear. Let's take a look. Okay. Cinnamoroll in all her glory.
Forever.
Concealing not a Squirtle, but the companion to our regrettably fallen over festive reindeer. They make a they make a Christmas cluster, as it were, which I think that's going to be a Hallmark movie this year, is the Christmas cluster. And then Eeyore.
Oh,
Eeyore, in
darn.
fact, does hide a secret Squirtle. Look at that. Now we have a few data points here. Perhaps you can guess what the theme was. Put my sweet Cinnamoroll in a cluster. No, you love it. It's the traditional term that we use here in 2025. We say that we're in clusters. It's like a normal thing we do. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be playing some blueprints. It has been kind of nice, as much as I kind of want to like just like shotgun blueprints right now, because I've been having a pretty good time with that. It's kind of nice alternating between a game that I still feel like I want to finish and like experience at this point, but like has been frustrating a reasonable amount of the time, and then just like on Saturday being like, screw it, we're blueprinting as hard and long as we can. But we'll be back with that tomorrow at the same stream time, and then I need to give some thought to what next weekend looks like, don't I? No, that's not true, because we ended up doing no, I think we're probably good for normal stream times next week. I'll let you know if I reflect on that and that's not correct, but I think we're good for that. Anyway, we'll be back with blueprints tomorrow. I hope you'll join for that if you can. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.